Warning: the following program contains adult language, adult themes, and spoilers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of This Week's Episode News Edition. It's the week of December 17th, 2020. This is episode 221, and I'm your host, Chris Randazzo. Joining me tonight, as always, is Complete Lack of Mercy, Karen Randazzo.
Hi there.
Codename Peck, Angela Fernot.
I have an excellent codename.
And Moon Knight Confirmation, Evan Goldstein.
Yeah, sort of.
Tonight, the Game Awards ignores awards. Disney drops an avalanche of announcements. Zoe and Cobra Kai get to return, and more. But first, let's check in with everybody. Evan, let's start with you.
Hi. Okay.
That was so serious.
So, today,
It's fine.
for some weird reason, I acquired a show that is called Container Houses or Container Homes, which is a reality-based show where they build homes out of shipping containers. And I watched like 4 episodes of that, unknowing that I wanted to watch 4 episodes of that show. It was one of those, like, I started it and I was watching and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's neat. Oh, I don't like those people. And then the next episode was on. I said, all right, I'll just keep going. And it happened. And it's just really interesting to see how these people, these families, build these amazing homes with just those giant back ends of trucks and sea containers, which construction background and whatnot. But it was like, if you're into reality shows and especially like home improvement stuff, it's really neat to see.
Honey.
Yes,
Well,
Mom.
when you get right down to it, like, what can't you do with rectangular prisms?
It's true.
Well, the more important question is, honey, do you love me?
Yeah, why?
Build me a container house.
Sure.
Okay.
So we were sitting there watching it, and there's like a
I
general.
thought she was going to say, because I got you a container!
Yay! So,
I can't contain my love for you. Ooh. Not sorry.
So I was watching a bunch of these episodes by myself, and then she came in and she was sitting down to eat, and it's 2 stories running simultaneously, 2 different families, and they show the basics of like what they're going to do, and then they show them actually doing it, and then the finale with it. Each family has like a little party to show off their new home to their family and friends. So this one woman, she was building a 7-container house. So, and it's like, 3 this way, 3 and then all of a sudden she's sitting on the couch, and the digital representation of them turning one on its end and making it like a corridor for
It was
staircase.
it was vertical, yeah.
And she's sitting there and went, what?
Mind
I
blown.
was like, sold. Like, that's it. We're good. But I enjoyed, this. It's a time passer. But my main get for this week, I actually sat down and watched a couple of episodes of The Professionals, which is that show that last time we recorded that I said I wanted to watch with George of the Jungle and Clark Kent in the same show. And
You could use their names, but
Tom
no.
Welling and Brendan Fraser. So, military group, one of the and a billionaire, sort of needing their assistance. And as I'm watching this, I realized this is like a modern day version of Charlie's Angels, where Brendan Fraser is Charlie and Tom Welling leads a group of angels. It is not good, but I cannot stop watching it.
Can confirm all of these things.
The fight scenes are like it's like 40% fight scene, and they're like obviously fake fights. I mean, like, outside of it being on television and knowing that they're not really beating each other up, like, you see how everybody's like pulling punches or swinging their head violently way before the punch is thrown.
One might say the choreography is bad.
Choreography is bad. Everybody seems to have gotten thicker on the show.
Oh, that is so kind.
I don't.
Oh, no.
God bless Brendan Fraser. I like him. I love his delivery. I think he is a good actor, but time has not been kind to him.
He's just Brendan fat.
Oh, that is mean.
It's so
That's not
upsetting.
kind.
It's so upsetting. No, it's literally like he gained weight. He got hefty for a little while. He made a movie. He lost some weight. He was doing better. And now it's like he just doesn't care. And guys, like, I idolized him. When I was a kid, I was like, he is my one true love. He fought the mummy. Like, oh my God.
He was with Bugs Bunny in that one movie.
No, fuck all that.
Didn't
No,
he,
no.
go through all kinds of like... Didn't he have like a really bad life for a little while there?
Oh, I feel like the stuff I've read about Brendan Fraser online, which is not much because I don't often read about celebrities, but I did bother to read about him. I just remember like a lot of tragedy for this man, like whether it was just bad luck or just literal tragedy. It just doesn't seem like things ever go right for him. And I just feel like I saw him on the scene, like on the screen in the show, and I was like, he gave up. Like, he just gave up. And he doesn't look healthy. And like, that's the thing. I don't care if someone's overweight, but they look healthy or energetic or like alive. He doesn't look any of those things. And he's playing this role, and I'm like, I'm just so upset about it. And I had the biggest crush on him for so long, and I'm just so mad. I'm so mad. It's all ruined. But I also like couldn't look away because it's Brendan Fraser. So when he's on screen, he has a great presence, and he's like another one of those like you just love the sound of his voice kind of. I don't know. I've always thought he had a really interesting voice.
He has the same cadence and intonation the way he like that he used to have. Like that hasn't gone away. So like if you just close your eyes and picture him as George of the Jungle, it still works.
I didn't even like him in George of the Jungle. It was the Mummy.
The
You guys,
Encino
come
Man.
on.
That's where you're going, right?
Come on. Oh my God, I'm losing it. That's
you do
it.
remember
Move
he
on.
played a caveman
Okay,
at one point in
what
time.
else has everybody else been watching?
Yeah, Evan, you've passed your 4 minutes. Let's move on to Karen. What have you been watching?
Oh, a lot of Christmas stuff because we have children, and also I love Christmas. We watched a cute little, I guess you'd call it a special. It was too long to be a short and not long enough to be like a movie. But it was called, it was animated. It was called Prep and Landing. I think it was from 2010, 2011, something like that. It was cute. It was about these elves that, they work for Santa and they're on the prep and landing team, which means they go in the house and like make sure the kids are asleep and make sure that the presents will fit and like make sure Santa can like see the landing place on the roof and all this stuff. And it was just a really cute special and like not, we have our go-to Christmas things and once you run through them all, it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do now? Because I don't want to watch them 100 times and get sick of them. So yeah, I found that on Disney Plus. I can't imagine where it was before Disney Plus. Like maybe
I think it aired on like the Disney Channel.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like maybe Disney. Or,
It seemed to have like commercial breaks cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right about that. So anyway, it was cute. And I guess there's a sequel too. Dave Foley did the voice of one of the elves, and Sarah Chalk did a voice, and the reindeer were really funny too. There's this scene where like they're getting ready to, Santa to take off, and they're going through the checklist, and one of the things is rev the engines, and then they cut over to the reindeer, and there's this one little guy in front of the reindeer, and he's like, "Yeah, let's go, yeah." That was cute.
Sounds
and the
so
other
wholesome.
thing that Chris and I watched was a little like sort of I guess limited series on Netflix called Dash and Lily.
That was it, Dash and Lily. I was just trying to look up the name for that.
It's like a teen romantic comedy, but these two kids in New York, they meet via the girl puts a notebook with questions in it in like a random shelf at the Strand bookstore in New York.
Ooh.
And then like the idea is a guy is supposed to find it and answer the questions and then like leave the book somewhere for her to find, and they end up getting to know each other through passing the book back and forth. And it was also really cute. I think it's based on a book, which I would now like to read.
I just looked up the artwork for it, and the male lead's name is David Leviathan.
Okay.
That's a good name. That's a good name.
I was like, where are we going with this, hon? Okay. Now we know.
It was very sweet. Exactly the sort of light and fluffy that, we all need right now. And aside from that, I've been watching extreme amounts of Great British Baking Show.
You are amazing.
I'm mainlining it. I will watch it anytime I get even 10 minutes. I'll be like, I could watch part of a challenge right now. It's so soothing. There's a new Christmas movie on Netflix this year called Jingle Jangle, and a friend of mine recommended that I watch it, and I turned it on for 20 minutes last night, and I was like, this is okay, but I'd really rather watch more baking show.
I mean, if I
and then I
had
watched
a
2.5
choice.
of them.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
did you go back to the beginning of the seasons that they have available on Netflix and start there?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I just started doing.
So I'm in the Mel and Sue era, and I think I'm in the middle of whatever collection 3.
Okay.
So very much enjoying that. It makes me want to bake a lot more, which and then I remember why I don't bake so much, which is then I end up having all this food that has to be eaten, and that doesn't sound like a problem until you have, picky eaters in your house who don't want to eat all the things that you've made.
And, baking is all sugar all the time.
Yes. So that's me. How
I
about you,
feel that.
Angie?
Well, okay, actually, that's about the only thing I've watched recently, too.
That's not true.
Well, what have we watched?
I came home and you
I
were
watched?
neck deep in a
I started Charmed again.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
actually,
wow.
not again. I can't even say that. So, okay. A little while back, I tried to watch the new Charmed series, which I got about 3 episodes, maybe 4 episodes in while I was sick. And I was like, yeah, I can't even enjoy this while I'm sick.
Apparently, it was making her sick.
It was making things worse. It was awful. There was nothing charming about it. Okay, anyway. So this show, the original series, I had watched it a lot when I was a kid, but I never realized I have not seen the first season. I don't think I've seen the first season at all. I would always catch it on television, but you know how it is. Sometimes you just catch things out of order on TV, or they don't even play it in order, or they're doing a marathon and you tuned in when they were halfway through season 2. That's basically what kept happening to me, apparently, because I'm watching the first season and I've never seen any of these episodes. And I found out that my aunt is a fan of the show, obsessively. She literally has it on every morning because apparently they still play it on TNT. So that's her morning ritual. And she has not unwritten, but definitely plotted out fan fiction about Andy and Prue. And it's just crazy. She's obsessed with this show. And I was like, every time I learn something new about you, I just love you more. So now that I have discovered this, I was like, that's it. I'm both feet in. I'm going to do a rewatch. And then I got I don't know, I think I'm 6 or 7 episodes in, and I was like, oh, this is hard. I'm going to go watch British Baking Show. So
It's very easy to watch.
yes.
It's very, very easy to watch a lot of.
It really is. And what you said about the baking is so true. I actually, tonight before we started this recording, I have baked 2 different types of cookies in this evening alone. And when we are done recording, I'm going to make gingerbread cookie dough that will sit overnight, and then I will roll it out tomorrow morning and make the rest of that. So, I love it. And when they talk about biscuits, I have a question. What the fuck is a biscuit?
That's what we call cookies.
But their cookies don't look like cookies. And they built things with them.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. The one I was watching the other day, they had to make, the showstopper was they had to make 36 biscuits and then make an edible box to put them in, also out of biscuit. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
And not one piece of bread to be found.
But that's the thing, but that's my, there's the biscuit, right? Our American biscuits. But their version of biscuits do not seem to be a traditional cookie, because then they've also had you can just make a drop and bake kind of cookie thing. They're made their biscuits seem to be some sort of square or rectangular form, or not even that, but it seems to be closer to construction in the way that you make gingerbread cookies, where you roll them out and then you shape them. Like that seems like there was. Do you remember the showstopper they did? I don't remember which season it was, because I started with the most recent season and then I was like, no, go back one. And I don't know if it was this recent, if it was that season or one of the earlier ones where one guy built like pirates and another guy built like a dragon, and it was all out of biscuits.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was insane.
I think that's just, in England they use different kinds of, or in the UK, I guess, because they include Wales and Scotland and Ireland in the show. They just have different kinds of biscuits that they're like. I think the drop and bake kind of thing is more an American style of cookie.
Well, I love the UK even more now for that.
Right? I lived there for 3.5 months, and one of the best things I learned from that was tea time.
Yes.
Like, especially afternoon, like morning tea time's good too, but that like 3 o'clock, let's have a warm cup of something that is delicious and a couple of little cookies with it. Oh, that's fucking genius, man. Everybody needs to do that every day.
Yes. Well, I think, didn't tea time come from someone historically being like, I get tired at this time of day, so I need a pick-me-up? Like, I thought some, like, rich, like...
It's very possible.
I'm sure. I mean, everything comes from white privilege. So.
Yeah, that's. I was going to say that, and then I was like, no. But I'm glad you did. Okay. But that's, I'm sure that's my 4 minutes of talking
about saying that shit.
Yeah. That's why I love you. But yeah, so that's pretty much the only stuff I've really been watching that's like coming to mind.
We are trying to catch up with Supernatural as well.
Yeah, we have started. We've only watched a few episodes of that, and we kind of dropped off on Glee, and I still haven't gotten Evan to watch any of American Horror Story's new season yet, so hopefully that will happen. But our schedules have kind of sucked lately for watching stuff.
I mean, I can't imagine why, with one of you in retail and it being December.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I hate retail.
Listen, I know it's not the same, but I'm with you. My Etsy store went freaking bananas this month, which I'm extremely super grateful for. But like, I've been to the post office twice this week, and it's Tuesday.
Congratulations, by the way. That's awesome, though.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, listeners.
And thank you, anybody out there who's listening, who's a customer, because like, I don't know where all these orders are coming from.
Right? No, it's so cool. It's because you're actually doing something awesome, and people are finding out about it. Also, yeah, listeners, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's really cool. I have your stuff hanging on my wall.
I did put a commercial up for you.
Thank you.
In SAG.
It's true.
And so we don't need to pip me anymore, honey.
Yes. Hi. How you doing? I watched some TV. We talked about some Christmas stuff that we were watching. We had kind of a short evening, so I decided that it was a good time to introduce the children to Invader Zim through the most horrible Xmas ever.
Oh, gosh.
And they seemed to enjoy it. And then we followed it up. They seemed to enjoy it enough to want to watch more, so I showed them Zim Eats Waffles. Which is another one of my all-time favorites. So that went over pretty well.
Nice.
Mandalorian continues to rock my world. This last episode was amazing.
Yeah, we're
behind
We're
again.
waiting for a couple, like, because I can't do one at a time. Like, that show is that good that I want at least two, so that when I'm finished with the one, I could say, it's only 12:30. I can watch one more.
Is that really the reason we haven't watched more?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait for new episodes. I won't do that to myself. I just have to. I have to get it in. I have to get it into my eyeballs as quickly as humanly possible. And there was. I'll put it to you this way, and Evan, you will understand the gravity of this statement. This episode, one of my favorite parts of this episode was a callback to just about my favorite part of Attack of the Clones.
Wait, what?
There was a callback to the worst Star Wars movie, and it excited me to no end.
It really did.
No.
He freaked out, and I was like, what is that? Like, why do we care about that thing?
I can't wrap my head around that, though.
I want you to know that because I started talking about The Mandalorian, my Twitch community has been almost nonstop talking about how Jar Jar is a Sith Lord, and that they should have, like,
Ugh,
they
I
should
hate
like,
that.
just, like YouTube videos of him doing freaking what is it, like Jedi jumps, and how he has like Sith eyes, and like, guys, I get it. I hear you.
Yeah, it's
over
just
it.
like the whole thing where they did the whole Danny LaRusso was the bad guy in Karate Kid. Like,
Yeah.
that's a really clever joke. But then people took it like really far. Like, no, he really is the bad guy. It's like, no, you haven't watched this movie since you were 5, clearly, because it's not framed that way at all. And it's the same thing with this Jar Jar thing. It's like, no, they should have done that instead of Rey and prequels and sequels. Anyway, I love Star Wars, and I'm just, man, this good stuff.
Triggered.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Oh my god. Wait, I should mumble and grumble too now. Oh my god.
I will also point out that also off Netflix, this was a movie, but I was so unimpressed with it, I need to say something about it. We watched The Christmas Chronicles,
Oh my god.
and that was the most average movie. It was aggressively average.
That sure was a movie.
Right?
It hit all the beats that a movie would hit. It was almost funny once or twice. It had a musical number.
Are we
It
talking
was
about the
just-
first one or the sequel? Because there's a sequel.
The first one, I'm not watching a second one.
All right.
The second one seems to be predicated on like, hey,
Watching
look,
and enjoying
it's
it.
Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell in the same place. That's awesome, isn't it? Look how awesome it is! We made a movie about it!
Isn't it awesome?
Like, there was this big reveal at the end that she was Mrs. Claus. I'm like, I don't fucking care. I don't care. I just sat through this whole stupid movie. I don't care about this. Leave me alone, Netflix. Anyway, on the other end of the spectrum, actually not completely on the other end of the spectrum, I had a weird evening with the Game Awards aired, right? So most of what we're going to be talking about later is the avalanche of
Bevy
Disney
O
news that
news.
came out that happened on the same day as the Game Awards, which are Jeff Keighley's televised video game awards show. And it was all virtual this year for obvious reasons. And the thing that I cared about was they were going to at some point announce the new Smash Brothers character. And so I figured that would be towards the end of the show because that's usually how that kind of stuff goes. So I caught some of the pre-show. And as I'm watching the pre-show, they're giving out awards. Like, hey, here's a game trailer. Isn't that game trailer really cool? Let's talk about Best Action Game. Wait, this is the pre-show, and you're giving out, like, Best Action Game? What is going on here? They gave out more than half of the awards before the actual Game Awards show started. That I think the percentage was something like 14% of the show was actually awards, and the rest of it was all game trailers and performances.
Wow.
That doesn't. What?
Exactly. What? See, now, I didn't watch it because they happened to start the Game Awards with the reveal trailer for Smash Brothers, so I checked the hell out. It's like, well, I don't have to do this to myself again this year because I watched it last year and was, if you guys remember, when I watched it last year, I didn't care for it very much. But this was, like, kind of insulting. Like, I still didn't necessarily agree with a lot of the categories, the things that they put up in the different categories. I kind of feel like any game that is the way that it is because of months and months of terrible work conditions and crunch should not even be nominated for Best Direction. Because I kind of feel like if that's how your game has to be made, you failed at directing. But outside of that, isn't the point the awards? Like, it would be like if the Oscars were just like, all right, let's rapid fire all these awards and let's just sing and dance for a few hours. Like,
Let's get this
Isn't
over
the
with.
Show a
point-
bunch of movie trailers.
isn't the point to showcase not like, here's what's coming out in 3 years that you might get excited about then? Like, you should be shining a light on the people who won the awards. You're celebrating the actual people who made the games. That's the whole point. And by sweeping all the boring award stuff under the rug, you've kind of negated the entire purpose of the Game Awards, which was kind of a sham to begin with.
I remember you saying that last time. Like it was feeding into the advertisement side of everything as opposed to the award side.
Yeah, I think Jim Sterling called it the game advertisements instead of the Game Awards, because that's really what it was. It was just game trailer, because that's what people are tuning in for. They're tuning in to see the trailers and the big announcements. But then you've failed. If you made that the draw of your event, then you have failed at being an award show. I'm not saying that I absolutely love watching all the awards, like the Oscars, and just sitting and watching everybody get their awards, but that's the point. They earned that. And the categories that I do care about, I want to see who won, and I want to see them give their acceptance speeches and be all proud of themselves. And I'd like to see game developers who work their asses off to make quite literally the most profitable form of entertainment on the planet. I'd like to see them get the same kind of recognition that the people who make movies do. And this is the closest thing we were ever going to get to that, and it's just turned into a whole big video game promo circle jerk, and I'm not into it.
I don't know if it makes you feel any better, but I never liked award shows to begin with, so I didn't care for this kind of concept anyway, and don't feel like it's, all those other reward shows are overrated, so maybe it's not a big deal if this is overrated too.
Well, it should still be something out there outside of just sales. Because there are, but those aren't televised, and that's my problem. This wasn't necessarily televised; it was online. But somebody was doing the AIAS awards. Those are kind of like the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences. Those are pretty big deal awards. But I can't sit and watch them anywhere. I feel like, I don't know. The whole thing's flawed. The whole system's flawed. Let's talk about some news.
Yeah, right.
We've got we're going to cover a couple of news stories real quick before we take a break, and then jump into the very imposing, completely insane amount of news that dropped out of Disney. I don't even know how to feel about that, but let's go. Let's take care of what do we got here. I'm going to work my way backwards and skip all the Disney stuff. Even though some of this stuff is still Disney stuff, it just wasn't part of the same damn announcement. For example, earlier today, where'd it go? I just had it pulled up. Just Marvel Studios Legends. It's a new show coming to Disney Plus, I think in a couple of days.
Okay.
That is, I can't believe I lost it. It was right here on my, there it is.
There it is.
Marvel Studios Legends. 12 hours ago, Marvel Studios Legends is a new series that revisits some of the most iconic moments from the MCU, one character at a time, kicking off with Wanda Maximoff and Vision. The first 2 episodes start streaming January 8th only on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
I totally missed that one. Wow. Okay.
Because it just happened 12 hours ago. What the hell?
I mean, I know, but I didn't even see that in our links, guys. We share links with each other.
I didn't put it in the link.
I
I found it when we sat down.
Okay.
Sat down and started doing the episode. I was like, "Oh, what the hell is this? I didn't see this one." Oh, because it's new.
Okay, so what does that mean exactly? WandaVision
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're just going to kind of.
A retrospective.
If I had to venture a guess, yeah, it's going to be like a retrospective of specific chunks of the MCU, which I think is kind of a cool thing to do since there's so much of it now.
Yes. Yeah, it's a gathering of all of their... I would assume it's a gathering of all of their properties that have crossed so many different platforms. Now that they have one giant platform to put it all on, that would make sense to do it that way.
And it's a good way to kind of spotlight... This is a really cool way to spotlight things maybe you haven't seen Thor 2 in a lot of years and you don't plan on seeing it again. But there's a lot of really important stuff that happens in that movie. So let's do this little mini recap thing. I think this is a really fun idea, and I'm going to love watching it because we love the MCU so much over here. I will definitely watch deep dives. I'm assuming it's going to be like one of those shows where they just interview people. So it's going to be here's a scene, and then we're going to interview some people about that scene and talk to them. I'm super fan James McBuff, and I love Disney.
Buff.
James McButtbuff. I don't know. Anyway, Marvel Studios Legends sounds pretty cool. You know what else sounds pretty cool?
That name.
Dinosaurs.
Yay!
Dinosaurs is coming to Disney Plus.
Yes.
I feel like we knew this, or it was rumored or something. I don't know.
Well, you guys talked to me about it a while back because, there was like some mention of the fact that it might be happening. And I was like, guys, I had never really. And then you told me how the show ends, and I was like, whoa. So I actually had gone onto YouTube and looked at some stuff, like just to see the puppetry and the animatronics, and like that show is seriously, there's literally nothing else like it.
Way
it's
ahead of its
amazing.
time.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that it was like dedicated to Jim Henson because he like passed away before it came out, and like, oh my God, like I could just imagine if he could still influence the industry the way he used to. And like, actually, no, they're kind of doing it with The Mandalorian, where they're combining the puppetry and the CGI. Like, that's all I ever wanted.
Yeah, I mean, if no matter how much people want to crap on the Star Wars sequels, it was the Force Awakens that really turned things around for physical effects. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, because everything was CG, and then they took this thing with Star Wars, like, no, we want this to look like a Star Wars movie, which means we've got to use practical effects.
Yeah.
And they did, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was like, everybody was like, oh my God, we can still do that?
Right,
Well,
did
sure,
you?
let's do
Okay,
There's
wait,
stuff in a
pause.
closet right back here.
Pause.
Let's just get it out.
Before that, did you guys see Pacific Rim? Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah, I
'cause
saw Pacific Rim.
Guillermo del Toro took the time to build so much of the sets and like when they're inside of the freaking like the I think they're in the head or
what do
the
they
body,
call
the main
those
part of the
things?
body. Well, it's kaijus versus Jaegers. So they're inside the
Jaegers, that was
Jaegers.
it.
But I think I can't remember. Some of them are in their heads and some of them are in the torsos, I think. It's been a minute since I watched it. But there's like behind the scenes stuff where you can see that they constructed the things that they were in so that they were literally getting bounced around and tossed around and splashed with water and like thrown in just all this stuff, like practical effects. They're using practical effects like crazy in that movie.
Del
And
Toro's been doing that kind of stuff for ages, though.
that's my point, is like that movie gets flack and nobody pays attention to that stuff, and then it's like, oh, but Star Wars did it. Well, fuck you, so did other people. Like, do it more, do it better, because it's so good.
Well, not for nothing, Star Wars is a much bigger property than, like...
Well, maybe
Rim
Pacific
should be.
Rim deserves more credit. Okay, guys, I'm just
Look,
saying.
I love Pacific Rim, but that movie is dumb as a bag of hammers, all right?
Oh my god.
You were never going to get that thing to catch on with, like, no. They link their brains, and they got to have two people walking in these crazy... No, trust me, it's going to be great. That movie is anime bullshit on the screen, and like,
And it was awesome.
Pan's Labyrinth was a visual stunner, but it was never going to be mainstream. It wasn't until when Star Wars did it mainstream, then everybody went to go see it. And I was like, wait, maybe Avatar isn't the coolest looking movie of all time. Like, well, duh.
All right.
Well,
Anyways,
Space Wizards.
Dinosaurs is going to be awesome to have on Disney Plus. I'm going to try watching it again. I don't know how well it's going to sit with me because I have no idea how well this show aged. But then again, it's dinosaurs. So
P.S. Archer's mom did the voice of the mom that's the dinosaur in this show. I forgot her name.
The old
Like Mrs. Sinclair.
Okay.
Yeah.
that
Because there's a
tracks.
grandma in that.
No, she's
Okay,
not the she
okay.
is the mom. Like I listened to a clip of it and I was like, you have got to be shitting me. And she's actually like wholesome and more like straight-laced in this. So it's going to be real weird. I feel like this is like how Mallory Archer became who she is. Anywho.
She was actually a dinosaur and then reincarnated.
Exactly. Chris gets me.
From Screen Rant, The Witcher's Henry Cavill reportedly injured while filming season 2. I don't buy it. He's Superman. You can't hurt that guy.
There was kryptonite in the suit.
From reading the article, it sounds like he pulled a hammy.
It was Zack Snyder came by and hit him with a... Batman says fuck in my movie. Nah.
It's for adults.
Fuck you, Zack Snyder.
It's so edgy. I can't wait to watch this disaster. I cannot wait. They're going to put that thing in theaters, I hear now. So it's going to have like a 4-hour theatrical cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Oh my god.
It's the perfect way to
saw
spread
it.
COVID.
I saw a tweet
Way
the
to
other
spread
day
something.
that said that, quoted the thing about Batman saying fuck, and it said, also, Superman, karate kicks a toddler into the sun after Wonder Woman calls the kid a fucking dickhead.
It's like you can just imagine. Look, I'm trying not to be super negative. I don't know the guy, but every experience I've been around this guy, I just picture him standing on a cliff or on the top of a building, screaming, "Notice me, dude!"
Take a
What the
step.
hell? And it hurts my heart because I love DC and I want to see DC's equivalent to the MCU. I don't want it necessarily to just be the MCU but DC. I'd love for them to kind of do their own thing, but
It's their animated stuff.
I was just going to say the argument for that is usually now people are just like, go watch the animated DC stuff because that is the thing that would
yeah, but
rival
it's not
Marvel.
quite there. You know what I mean?
But it's way
watching,
closer.
Yeah.
It's way closer. But watching the simply amazing Justice League stuff that they've done, or the first time you saw the Avengers live action assemble on screen,
With that panoramic that went around everybody.
That's exactly the scene I'm talking about. That is a different animal entirely. When you there's one thing to bring it to life through art, but then there's another thing, like we were talking about seeing Ahsoka in live action on Star Wars. There's something really special about seeing these characters that were from the page brought to life in a good way.
No,
we've
you're
seen them
right.
brought to life in good ways and less good ways. But man, I would love to see, because the
In less
potential's
good
there.
ways.
One gives you a lady boner, one makes your dick fall off. Got it.
We've seen the CW verse, and it comes close. It's hit some pretty high marks, but it's still CW TV. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not quite movie theater level. Anyway, moving on.
Sorry, your dick fell off comment just made me think of a meme I saw the other day with the, it's like the cartoon of Star Trek and the guy on the ground is really upset. And it just says his dick fell off because the first lady is a doctor.
It's brutal, man. It's a lot of that going around. Tough times for a lot of people in this country,
Including Henry Cavill,
Yeah.
who got
indeed.
injured.
Poor
I
Henry.
brought
Hammy.
it back around.
Get well soon, buddy.
I see
We
what you
love
did there.
We're looking forward to more Witcher. I liked that show. So, let's do
Did
it.
we ever finish that? I don't think we finished
No.
I'll volunteer as tribute to Nurse and Back to Health, honestly.
Yes. If he's wearing the Witcher outfit, like just the white
That's
hair and the
problem.
contacts,
He can't
He doesn't
wear.
need to be wearing
if he's-
anything.
Well, fair.
Well, I think that's what she's saying. She just said just the white hair and the contacts.
Yeah,
So-
I might actually be into him then. I don't know.
If you've just ever seen him do anything as himself, just his voice, man. Whew.
I'm glad he does it for somebody.
I'm certain he does it for a lot of people.
It sure as
Unfortunately, he's
shit
not
ain't
doing
me.
it for Zack Snyder anymore because he didn't film anything new for his movie.
Listen, nobody really does it for Zack Snyder because Zack Snyder is
except
sad.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
All right, hard left. Netflix announces new 3D animated series for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Woo.
Oh boy. Our son will be excited.
Meanwhile, that is a thing that's going to happen sometime next year, and people will watch it, and there will be snarky hedgehogs, and I'm sure my kid will love it.
This
and
is
I
our-
won't mind watching it with him.
This
There's
is our
also,
Zack Snyder level reporting.
There's another
indeed.
movie coming out too in that article. I didn't think they were going to do that, but they did.
Oh, yeah, the movie was greenlit
Yeah.
pretty quickly after the first one was a pretty huge success. First one wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't great.
It was a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
It was, it was inching towards good at a lot of points, and that impressed me. I'm not saying it actually got there, but there were definite scenes in that movie. There were parts of that movie that I said, this is really so much better than it should be.
Yep.
Because when you say live action Sonic the Hedgehog, I say, this is a terrible idea.
Yep.
But, they they transformed him from being the quasi-realistic, horrifying hedgehog monster into like, you can't do that. It's like when they did the Ninja Turtles and they made him like super ripped and monstrous. Like, these things work because they're goofy, because they couldn't possibly exist. So stop trying to apply realistic physics to Sonic the Hedgehog. Make him look like that, but add some texture to him so he doesn't stick out, so he's not looking like Roger Rabbit, okay? What the hell? Overthinking things. All right, let's see. Zoe is back. Zoe's extraordinary playlist is it's got a new trailer.
Nerd squeak.
Or it did. Video unavailable. I can't click on it anymore.
It's standard trailer. They're coming back. It looks good. Looks like
now with the dad out of the picture, they're really going to be focusing on the love triangle, which I'm not mad at.
Well, I will say I did not get to watch it, and I nearly threw my keyboard across the room when I couldn't get that video to work. However, I kind of figured that was going to be the direction it goes in. I really just hope, because they've done such a good job of like developing character and like there have been flaws for sure with Zoe, but everything that's happened with her to me has made sense for her character, and I really just hope it doesn't become like a stereotypical love triangle BS, like all that matters is penis kind of thing, you know? I don't know.
I feel like I give it enough credit from how good the first season was.
I know. Well, I'm so scared, and I've watched so much Glee.
All right, we got to rapid fire through some
problem.
stuff so that we have time to get through Disney here. All right.
Sorry, priority.
Sony acquired Crunchyroll for a whole buttload of money.
Yep.
So anime is owned by Sony now.
Congrats.
Cobra Kai Season 3 got a fantastic new trailer. I'm really excited for that show. We don't really need to talk about anything because we're eventually going to talk about it when the show airs. This is Disney Plus related. Here's something that's Disney Plus related that I hate. Ducktales is ending. What the actual hell? This show is so freaking good. And it's ending because they took it off of, off of Toon Disney or the regular Disney Channel, and they put it over on Disney XD at a time slot where nobody watches TV.
That's not right.
This show is prime for streaming.
Yeah.
If you're going to move it off of regular like Disney Channel proper, just make it streaming on Disney Plus. Like, why are you even bothering with all the rest of that crap? Just make it like, I still haven't watched season 3 yet because I'm not watching it live on TV. I'm waiting for it on Disney frickin' Plus. And now the show is going to be over, and I'm so sad because this show is so good. Major bummer.
Yep.
Anyway,
moving on.
Let's see. Superhero hype. Netflix confirms Elliot Page's return for Umbrella Academy Season 3.
Ooh, really quick, congratulations, Elliot. Sorry, okay, that's all.
Yeah, congratulations, Elliot. I'm not surprised in the least.
No.
I mean, he's an actor, so continue the role. And I'm interested to see where they go with it, but I'm sure he'll play it however it needs to be played.
I was interested in where
the
whole show is going before Elliot's story came out. Like, I'm crazy curious to see what they're going to do with the show.
Yeah. Should be interesting.
Yeah.
Doctor Who got a release date and a trailer.
Finally. It's been so goddamn long since we had new Doctor Who, and I know it's only going to be one episode, and then it's going to be another long wait, but I'll take it.
That's the Barrowman
But you get
episode?
Jack Harkness.
Yeah, man, we're getting some Jack Harkness. I'm excited.
I changed my lock screen to that. I had it on a Supernatural picture for a while because that's what I do with my lock screen is whatever I'm looking forward to. And it had been Supernatural season 15, and then Supernatural ended, and I was like, I don't know what I'm most excited about next. And then that trailer came out, and I just fucking flipped out.
That's awesome. Honestly, if you're going to be excited, that's a good one to be excited about. And Daleks.
And the picture's really good too.
It all looks good. I love it. We've been watching. That's another thing we've been watching. We've been catching up on a handful of Doctor Who Christmas specials I haven't seen in a long time.
Nice.
And it's just fun to watch that show. It's such a good show. And
you should add Misfits to your catching up on things, by the way, because I started rewatching that, and it's hilarious. Not Christmassy at all.
We watched the first episode for Main Topic.
Oh yeah.
Wow, nothing. All right, fuck you very much. Move on.
Yeah. Sorry, it didn't really stick with me. Jeopardy names an interim host to replace Alex Trebek.
And it's Ken Jennings.
Congrats to Ken Jennings.
Amazing.
Holy crap, how many things has he, what was it, like 70 something? I don't even know.
Yeah, he won, I think, 74 games in a row.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Jesus.
And a fucking shit ton of money.
I don't ever want to talk to him. I'll feel stupid the whole time.
I'm sure he'll be very nice about it.
Yeah, and I'll still feel
I'm sure
stupid.
there are things that you know that he doesn't.
Yes, there is.
no.
Guaranteed.
There's lots of things you know about Evan that he does not know.
I was just going to say, is it the
Yes.
mole on somebody's butt? Because that's about the only thing I can think of.
Correct.
Oh, here's some breaking news. Apparently Netflix is developing a live-action Yu Yu Hakusho series. It sounds like an awful idea.
I don't know what any of those words meant except for Netflix.
Animu, kawaii.
That doesn't matter. None of it matters because it's time for us to take ourselves a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about... I'm just pulling up the Twitter feed. We're going to talk about this cavalcade of Disney news, and we'll be here until next Tuesday. You're listening to this week's episode from Geekade.com. Stick around.
Ooh woo.
Are you enjoying the podcast you're listening to right now? Of course you are. But did you know that it's just one part of an entire network of geek-related goodness? Geekade.com is your one-stop shop for fresh original content no matter what your geek is. Each week you'll find articles and podcasts about comic books, horror movies, X-Men, music, video games, music in video games, Transformers, anime, TV shows, tabletop gaming, wrestling, beer, and more. And hey, if you want to help us create even more original content, please consider supporting us on Patreon. That's available at patreon.com/geekade. What's your geek?
Hey folks, I'm Karen. You may know me as a writer for Geekade.com or as a co-host of the This Week's Episode podcast. But did you also know I make and sell all the handmade cross-stitch items available at Shoot the Moon Stitches? I have pieces for many different flavors of fandom, including Star Wars, Doctor Who, Supernatural, The Good Place, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and more. They make great decorations for your home or office and unique gifts for the geek who has everything. I also take commissions to make the perfect piece that suits your fandom and style. You can buy online or find me at your favorite local convention or offbeat art show. Visit Shoot the Moon Stitches on Etsy.com and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at STM Stitches for the latest updates and to see examples of my work. That's Shoot the Moon Stitches for all your handmade, geeky, snarky cross-stitch needs.
Hello, nerds. This is Angie, your fellow podcaster, Geekade staff member, and artist. Do you need presents for this holiday season? Do you need presents because 2020 sucked? I get it. I hear you. I'm here for you. Treat yourself and your loved ones to something special and check out my Etsy store. As an artist with over 10 years experience, I have a little bit of something for everyone. I have wood-burned ornaments, nerdy prints, and original comic art and portraits. Want a commission? I do those too. Go to etsy.com/shop/artofangela or check out my website for samples of my work, commission info, and contact information at angelafernot.com. Shop small, think big. Want a discount? Use promo code GEEK for 15% off your orders on my Etsy shop.
Geekade is looking for some partners. If you have something you'd like to advertise on any of our podcasts, our powerful overlords are ready to talk to you. Send your proposal to mail@geekade.com with the words podcast ads in the subject line, and our diligent army of trained ants will put you in touch with the head of our advertising department. With a weekly audience that reaches well into the dozens, Geekade is the perfect place to get your ads into the ears of the right people. Once again, that's mail@geekade.com. Send your ad in today.
And we're back. So, on December 10th, there was a tweet at, let's see if I can find, at 2 p.m. on December 10th, Eastern Standard Time. Disney tweeted out, "Come one, come all to Disney Investor Day. Expect major announcements from the worlds of Disney Animation, Pixar, Marvel Studios, Star Wars, Nat Geo, Disney Plus, and more. Follow this thread for live updates starting at 4:30 p.m. Eastern." They were not kidding. This is an insane amount of stuff. I'm just going to read through the tweets because I don't have them separated by what's TV and what's movie.
Yeah, it doesn't
If it's
even
movie,
matter.
we'll just kind of skip over it. We're just going to roll here. So, they started with regular Disney Studios, it seems, because they have this all clustered together. Welcome to the Kingdom of Kumandra. Raya and the Last Dragon is coming to theaters and Disney Plus with premiere access on March 5th. So this was the next big Disney animated feature film, and it's coming to Disney Plus as well instead of just in theaters.
Okay.
Neat. Then we got across Disney Plus, Hostar, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, Disney direct-to-consumer services will have over 137 million subscriptions. In 2021, Disney Plus will launch in more markets, including Eastern Europe, South Korea, Hong Kong, and more. And they talked about something called Star and Star Plus, which is kind of like different versions of Disney Plus for places like India and Indonesia. Star will be fully integrated in Disney Plus and other markets. Blah blah blah. This is more Star stuff, which is neat. I just like them getting their content out to more places. Good for them. All right, let's see. In the U.S., Hulu will launch exclusive original films produced by 20th Century Studios and Searchlight. Expect more news on this front in the coming months. So we're gonna get they're jumping right into all that 20th Century Studios stuff that they bought. So
That they spent good money on it. Yeah.
they did, and hopefully they do good stuff with it. Oh, get back to the thread there. Let's see. Then we have, starting early next year, ESPN Plus and all of its programming will become available for viewing directly within the Hulu interface. Users can sign up or enjoy existing ESPN Plus subscriptions without ever having to leave the Hulu app. In other words, please watch ESPN. Please. We will make this as easy as we can.
Someone, anyone, please.
So they use that
Just
as a
lie there, we'll do the rest.
They use that as a segue for a bunch of ESPN news. So let's see. ESPN, together with SEC, Southeastern Conference, I don't really know what that is, have a new deal and will add college football's most watched TV package beginning with the 2024 season.
Southeastern Conference is one of the, ways that college football is organized. They're organized into different conferences instead of leagues.
Also known as sports. There, I translated.
There you go. Yeah, there's some sports stuff. They're gonna do a new daily morning program on ESPN Plus that'll recap. A news recap show is coming. Tom Brady's doing some sort of thing.
Who cares?
Sports stuff with Zack Snyder. No one gives a shit.
I'm sorry, I'm looking through another. I guess I might be looking at the same Twitter feed, but there's so many things. Go.
Yeah, it's insane.
Turner and Hooch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Contain yourself, Evan.
All right, let's see. A new series. All right, now we're on to Hulu stuff. Hulu and Star. Okay. A new series, Only Murders in the Building, reunites two comedy icons, Disney legends Steve Martin and Martin Short,
Get out
who
of
will
town.
be joined by the one and only Selena Gomez, coming to Hulu and Star.
What?
I don't know about Selena Gomez, but I'm all about those two.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, yay.
Let's see. You may have heard the unbelievable tale of Elizabeth Holmes, but never quite like this. The Dropout will tell the story of the con artist played by Kate McKinnon that captured the world, coming to Hulu and Star. I have not heard of Elizabeth Holmes.
Now you will.
Apparently I will. Dope Sick is a harrowing new drama series inspired by true events. The all-star cast includes Michael Keaton, Peter Sarsgaard, and Rosario Dawson, coming to Hulu and Star. Rosario Dawson's going to be pretty busy.
I was going to say, excuse me, what? She better have time.
She will.
Okay.
She will.
She will.
All right.
Let's see. Nicole Kidman and Melissa McCarthy star in 9 Perfect Strangers, a thrilling new series from creator David E. Kelley, coming to Hulu. This has nothing to do with Perfect Strangers, and therefore I am not interested. If they were going to do a Perfect Strangers reboot with Nicole Kidman and Melissa McCarthy, sure, I'll
Holy
watch
shit,
that.
Which one
watched the
plays?
crap out
Which
of
one
that.
plays cousin?
Cousin Balky? Both.
Yes.
They trade places every episode. It's got a sci-fi element. Let's see. Season 4 of The Handmaid's Tale is coming in 2021, and that wraps up Hulu news. So how do we feel about Hulu? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Are we all buying Hulu? Because I'm not. I mean, good for them, but I'm not convinced. All right.
Yeah. Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu is still a thing
it is.
that exists, but it's not Netflix or Disney Plus, and that's really all I'm allotting my money for. Up next, updates from FX Networks. This one I totally missed. I missed all of this the original night, so this is actually kind of new for me.
Can I ask real quick where you're actually getting which Twitter handle are you pulling this from?
At Disney.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, starting off, this was what time was this happening? All right, so now we're at 6 p.m. and we're on FX. Starting off, new seasons of Atlanta, American Horror Story, Dave, What We Do in the Shadows, Mayans, Better Things, Snowfall, and Archer are all coming to FX.
Whoa.
Ooh, new seasons of Archer.
Whoa. Hold on.
I thought 11 was the final season.
As did I.
Motherfucker.
And What We Do in the Shadows, and there was another one in there. Oh, American Horror Story? Yes. Okay.
I also really want to watch Mayans because I really liked Sons of Anarchy, and my friend Mike told me Mayans was pretty good. So
okay.
Someday I'll give that a shot, but I missed the first season, and I have so much free time as it is. But
I know. God, you're so lazy. Really quick, is Mayans actually about Mayans, or is this like something else that I'm missing?
It's a spin-off from Sons of Anarchy. There was
It's
another
Mexican
their
rival team.
motorcycle gang was the Mayans.
Oh,
so,
okay, gotcha. Okay, moving on.
times. All right, this is cool. I'm seriously learning about all this stuff right now. It's I don't know how I missed the entire FX slot, but it's probably because there was so much stuff.
I mean, I think we were having dinner at the time.
Yeah, true.
We
All
have
right.
children.
This show is called The Old Man. Academy Award and Golden Globe Award winner Jeff Bridges is a former CIA operative who was forced to reconcile with his past, coming to FX on Hulu.
What? Okay.
I love everything about that. Give me all the Jeff Bridges.
I just want to frame that sentence. That's great. The Old Man. Sign me up. All right, next up.
Can you give me a date and time-ish that you're at with your tweets?
I am December
Dinner time.
10th. It was all December 10th, so I'm at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Dinner time is
You can
bridge
see
o'clock.
you can see they're all grouped together.
Yep.
So, all right. From creator Ryan Murphy comes American Horror Stories. Oh, American Horror Stories, a new anthology series spin-off of American Horror Story. How creatively titled.
Well,
Yeah.
they were reaching, so.
Now I'm less excited.
Platform is an innovative scripted anthology from BJ Novak that uses the boldest issues of our times as a jumping-off point to tell singular, character-driven stories about the world we live in today.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds pretty high concept, BJ.
It does. FX's Reservation Dogs is a new half-hour comedy series about 4 Native American teenagers growing up on a reservation in eastern Oklahoma. Currently in development from co-creators Sterling Harjo and Academy Award winner Taika Waititi.
Okay, with Taika involved, I feel better, but that show better have some actual Native Americans on the creative team.
I'm assuming, just based on the last name Harjo here, of the co-creators. I don't know. I feel like Taika would not attach his name to it if it wasn't something worth, at least
I
slightly
don't think
worthwhile.
Disney
That's
would
one.
at this juncture.
Yeah, it does seem like a pretty risky thing to not get right. So I don't know. We'll see. Here we go. Why the Last Man? It's a new FX network drama based on the acclaimed comic book series of the same name written by Brian K. Vaughan and Pia Guerrera, starring Diane Lane and coming exclusively to FX on Hulu.
Yes. And yes.
Okay.
If it's actually happening, because we've talked about this, I don't
I
know,
know.
since this podcast has been running.
This
I know.
is the
But
this is the realest this has ever been.
I was just
because
gonna
there's
say.
a logo.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. That's cool.
And I've just been talking to people. It's so perfect because I've been telling people recently, like, oh, if you haven't read Why the Last Man, go read it, even though I haven't finished it yet. So now I have a real excuse to dive in and finish.
Prepare for that ending.
Oh, listen, I love Brian
good, but
K.
it's
Vaughan.
hard.
Yeah, but that's how he writes. I'm
Yeah.
ready. Have you read Saga?
I've not. I keep meaning to, and I keep forgetting it exists.
I'm here for you, boo. I
All
got
right.
you.
Let's pull it back.
Honey,
This is
make a
going
note,
to.
send in a book to Chris. Okay, go. Sorry.
Wow, this is going to blow my dad's mind. Alien is currently in development at FX Networks. The first TV series based on the classic film series is helmed by Fargo and Legion's Noah Hawley. Expect a scary thrill ride set not too far in the future here on Earth.
Whoa.
There's going to be an Alien TV series.
Yeah.
And Noah Hawley.
And Noah
Holy
Hawley.
shit.
My dad's going to lose his mind. He loves Alien. That's cool.
Oh, and for those of you listening, the reason why you're also getting some very real-time reactions is because Evan and I deliberately avoided any of the news so that we could get all of this from Chris and give you guys our genuine reactions. So yeah, you're welcome.
And last,
that chill just went away. All right, we're good. Go ahead.
all right. Lastly, FX is developing a retelling of James Clavell's saga Shogun. Justin Marks and Rachel Kondo are adapting the epic with award-winning producer Tim Van Patten.
Okay.
I don't know who that is, but
I wouldn't have left that for
really
last, but okay.
I don't know much about that.
yeah, I think Alien was a stronger finish.
Oh, no, wait. This...
Oh, there is one more. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has been renewed through season 18, making it the longest-running live-action sitcom TV in history.
Holy Jesus.
And I say good for the fans of that show. It's never hit for me, but I don't find it offensive. So,
Oh, you really should
good for
watch it,
you.
though. I really think it's up your... I'm just kidding.
Okay, here we go.
Wait, say the
Then-
line that's in between them.
I intend to.
Okay.
At 6:00. That was 4 minutes of tweets, by the way, because at 6:04 Disney tweets, "Punch it, Chewie! Lightspeed updates from Lucasfilm." Okay, so they announced earlier in the evening that, like, kind of before all this started barfing out around 6:00, they were like, there's going to be 10 new Star Wars and 10 new Marvel things. And I'm like, 10 new Star Wars? The last time you tried to saturate Star Wars, it did not go very well for you, right? Because nobody wanted to see Solo. Now, granted, a lot of that has to do with nobody wants to see Solo. It was a decent movie, but at the end of the day, like, are people really itching to find out what Han Solo was like when he was slightly younger? Because I'm not, but whatever.
Well, all right. Same thing
Then
could be
I
said
read
for
all-
The Mandalorian. There's not even Boba. Like, think about
It's
that.
not, but that's the thing. It's they said, well, it's not Boba Fett. Okay, cool. So this is just a story about a Mandalorian that's got nothing to do with it. Sign me up. I'm in. Sounds interesting. So, anyways, I was concerned at first. I am no longer concerned after all of this news. So they start you off with a little sizzle reel of like, here's what's been happening on Mandalorian season 2 so far, in case you weren't already freaking out. First piece of news. Rangers of the New Republic, a new original series set within the timeline of The Mandalorian, is coming to Disney+. This one scares me because it's probably intended to be a vehicle for Gina Parler Carano. And,
Yeah. Okay, they all can't
We'll
be
see.
winners. They can't all be
they
home
all
runs.
can't be winners. You know, I don't. That's all the info. So
Right.
I don't know anything else about that.
Got a
one.
decent logo.
It does, and the fact that they didn't say anything else about it kind of speaks to me a little bit. Like, there's been a real turn on Gina Carano since she kind of came out as a bit of a scumbag. So
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, all of Mandalorian season 2 had to have already been in the can before all this shit started coming out. There's nothing they could do about that. They might as well run those episodes. But that doesn't mean they have to keep working with her. And as we were saying about the Native American show, I think Disney has the sense to, when to cut bait.
Right.
yeah, which I'm not saying I've agreed with all the decisions we're about to talk about, but you know what? I am choosing the side of faith because I loved the sequel trilogy and I absolutely adore The Mandalorian. So, Ahsoka, a new original series starring Rosario Dawson set within the timeline of The Mandalorian, is going to Disney Plus.
Lady boners!
Yes.
I mean, you already heard everything I had to say about that last time. I was like, I have so many questions. I want to know the answers to them, and this
And
is
then
where I'm going to
Disney
get
was
them.
like, okay.
Here you go. Could not have timed that better. That is such wonderful news, and I did see that Favreau and Filoni are directly involved in that one. So, big fat hairy thumbs up from me,
Hell yeah, Ahsoka
It's
wins.
true. His thumbs are hairy.
and they are.
And
And a little
Ahsoka
fat. I
stole
ate a
my
lot of
heart.
bread.
Woo,
Yeah.
woo.
Good times. This one I had heard about that it was something that was going to happen, and it looks cooler than I could have imagined. Every quote, everything I did for the Rebellion. Andor, an original series set in the Star Wars universe, is streaming in 2022 on Disney+. This is a series about Cassian Andor, the character that Diego Luna played in Rogue One.
Okay.
And I thought he was a super cool character. I loved Rogue One. It's one of those movies that I really liked the first time I saw it, but I like it more every time I watch it since.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
Because there's an intrinsic problem with Rogue One is that everyone dies in the end. So like you don't really get super attached to the characters, but as I watch it more often, like I've multiple times you watch it, then you kind of do get attached to those characters because you're seeing them over and over again.
And they don't know they're going to die.
Exactly.
And,
they don't know they're going to die.
For the record, going into that, Chris, I didn't either.
Nice.
But if you know what Rogue One is about, I mean...
But I didn't.
That's not a big spoiler.
So...
Well, as soon as you start watching the movie, you will, because it's about the Death Star plans. And if you've seen Star Wars...
okay.
You're not understanding. She
No.
had no idea it was a surprise at the end.
I had not seen Star Wars.
Oh,
Rogue One was the
it.
movie that
okay.
made me want to watch Star Wars, and I did not. But like, I had a minor. I was like, wait, doesn't that mean they're all gonna? Nah. Why would they make
Why
a
would
movie
they
about a
do
bunch
that?
of dead people? Oh, because it's amazing. Okay. Like, I actually give a shit now. I get
And
it.
they're all dead.
Yep.
So seeing more of Cassian, like
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
And not for nothing, more Diego Luna.
Not gonna
That's
also-
complain.
And, he's easy on the eyes. I'll tell you that for free. But his enthusiasm for this role makes me really happy, because that's one of the things that was, I think, very clearly missing from my least favorite aspects of Star Wars, are when you can tell that the people there are no longer excited to be there.
Okay.
Say what you will about the prequels. I often will. I'll never complain about Ewan McGregor's performance, because he was always happy to be there. He was like, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, bitches. I don't care what I'm reading. Like, that guy's happy to be there. And a lot of the other people, you could tell, just weren't. And this is one I have a really good feeling about Andor. I think it's a cool name. I'm into it.
Cool.
Okay.
Do you, really quick, I know I don't want to take this too long, but I'm just curious because I've been dying for your opinion on this. I've heard a little bit about this stuff. Do you feel like they're milking it too much, or do you think that this is the thing? Like, we've talked about how the Star Wars universe is often underdeveloped and the cartoons are not always appealing enough to people to catch them and pull them in and flesh out that world. Do you think that all of these different shows are going to do those things that we've been asking for?
Well, that's kind of what I was going to get at the end of this chunk here. Is
Just
that,
kidding. Keep going.
as you'll see throughout this list, what makes me feel better about that is, like, yeah, they try to do too much Star Wars at once, and it bit them in the ass. This is doing it in a bunch of different directions.
Okay.
That there are so many different routes that they're taking with these new Star Wars shows. Like, yeah, a lot of it's kind of chilling out with each other, but as we're going to see going forward, a lot of it's really different from one another. So they're taking the Star Wars universe and actually not just doing, like, here's Solo, which is all here's how it ties into the Skywalker saga. It's like, well, a lot of this stuff only kind of does. And it's really building on its own legacy, going in its own directions. And that's why I think this has the potential to work. It also has the potential to go terribly sour, but I love Star Wars, so I'm in.
Gotcha.
Okay, this next one I am very weary of.
Why?
Hayden Christensen returns as Darth Vader, joining Ewan McGregor in Obi-Wan Kenobi. The original series begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith and is coming to Disney+.
Personally, I would have started that tweet with Ewan McGregor is coming back as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then in tiny little parentheses, and Hayden Christensen might be returning as Darth Vader.
Maybe.
Or just maybe leave that bit off and don't do it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
just
better.
in case there's those 3 huge Hayden Christensen fans out there, like, oh shit, I wasn't gonna watch this, but now I will.
Even better than that, go ahead and do it for continuity's sake, but leave it a surprise.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty neat to find out on the show, kind of like when Timothy Oliphant showed up, like, it's Boba Oliphant. That's amazing.
So good. Love him.
All right. Yes.
Hayden Christensen is my second most reviled part of the prequel trilogy, behind Jar Jar Binks.
Of course.
I'm sure he's a perfectly nice young man. Although he's a lot older now, so what the hell do I know? I cannot, as much as I try, I cannot enjoy that man act.
How long ago was the last of the prequels?
Revenge of the Sith came out, before you were born.
God in heaven.
That could be
Revenge of
true
the
for
Sith.
me.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. 2005.
Okay, so
I was
15,
close. I would have said 2003.
17
So it's been
years.
a while. It's possible this could turn out great, right? This could actually be an okay thing.
That he took 10 years of
'Cause
acting lessons? Or 17 years of acting lessons?
He's going to be in the helmet. There's no other way for it to be. If this takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, he was in the helmet by the end of Revenge of the Sith. So I don't know how much we're going to see this dude's face. So I don't know, man.
And James Earl Jones is still around, so, like, does he have to do anything other than be the body because that other guy died?
That's what I'm saying. I have absolutely no idea what's happening with this. I just don't understand it. I mean, he was the body of Vader in the end of Revenge of the Sith because he just really wanted to be in the costume. And so they're like, all right, go for it. I don't know, man. This confuses me to no end, but...
All right, that's it. But hey, Ewan's coming back.
Right?
That's fantastic.
I'm still excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the crap out of this. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Because so far, all this expanded stuff has done the prequels better than the prequels.
Right.
And I can only hope that they continue that tradition. And maybe someday I'll be able to stomach them to watch them again and enjoy them. But I don't know if
probably
that's going to
not.
happen. Anyway, let's see. We got The Bad Batch, which was something that was already confirmed, but we got a sneak peek at it. This is a spin-off from the Clone Wars characters they introduced in the last season, which were clones that didn't come out the way they expected. So they all have, like, unique attributes, but they're all just, a little off. So there's a whole series of that, which is okay. I like Clone Wars quite a bit, and this is more of that. So sure, let's do it. Sign me up. This one's pretty cool. Star Wars Visions, an original series of animated short films, celebrates the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of the world's best Japanese anime creators.
Okay.
Is it in English or is it going to be Japanese?
It's going to be in English.
That I'm assuming it's going to be in English because it's on Disney Plus,
Okay.
but it could just be dubbed in both languages. Who the heck knows? All I know is that I think that's a really cool idea,
Yeah.
and I'm into it. Because remember the Animatrix?
Yes.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so cool. I really like this idea.
Did
All
you
right.
see, what was it, Sex, Death, and Robots on Netflix?
No.
Okay. If you like The Animatrix, I think you should check that out. Moving on.
Okay. Let's see. The galaxy's favorite scoundrel, Lando Calrissian, will return in Lando, a brand new event series for Disney+. Justin Simeon is in the early stages of developing the project.
It does not say Donald Glover, therefore I'm mad at it.
Tell us how you really
gotta
feel.
get him to do that role again.
Either
Unless
that or
it's gonna
Billy D.
be
Williams.
animated.
It was the best part of Solo.
I completely agree, and I don't know, man. If this the only reason I could see them not doing that is if it's animated, but I don't think it's going to be. I just have a feeling that they're aiming for live action. They gotta get
Even
him.
if it's animated, give me the voice.
Yeah.
I'll take the voice.
They got to get him back because that was so good. All right, let's see. This one is another kind of a mystery. Leslie Headland brings a new Star Wars series to Disney Plus with The Acolyte. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era.
What is the High Republic era?
Unless I'm wrong, that's pre-prequel,
Okay.
I think.
Wow.
I could be wrong.
You just say it
That might
confidently
be.
enough. I'll believe you.
Yeah.
Just going to look that up. High Republic era, Wikipedia. Lasted about 200 years. In the Galactic Republic, at its height, the Golden Age. Yeah, it was the Golden Age of the Jedi. So yeah,
Okay.
right. I do know what I'm talking about.
Every once in a while.
Ah,
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
We
Let's
said
see.
after we
Lucasfilm
made him run this
Animation.
whole thing.
I don't know. That sounds pretty neat and pretty different. So that's cool. And again, totally different direction. Then we have Lucasfilm Animation teaming up with Lucasfilm's visual effects team, ILM, to develop a special Star Wars adventure for Disney Plus, A Droid Story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero, guided by R2 and 3PO. Another completely different direction.
Oh.
So that's how I feel about the Star Wars stuff. Yeah, it's a handful of things that are coexisting, but it's also, stuff that's completely not really related, just in the same universe, not even the same timeline. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're stretching their muscles, which is great. They're not sticking with that same formula. That is what, in essence, bit them in the ass the last time.
Yeah, if you're going to do more stuff, make it new stuff. Don't make it the same stuff.
Yeah, because say what you will about the sequel trilogy. It did retread a lot of what had been done before, and all this stuff that's happening that's new is Star Wars at its best. So, stepping away from Star Wars a little bit, there's other Lucasfilm news. Starring Warwick Davis, plot directed by John Chu, Willow is coming in 2022 to Disney Plus.
What? Yes, give it to me now. Give it to me now.
Yes. I'm so into this.
My only upset is that Val Kilmer will not be Mad Mardigan.
I accidentally spoiled this
Are
for
you
myself,
sure?
and I lost my
have you seen Val?
shit.
He's not doing so well.
Did he Brendan Fraser it? I'm sorry, that was mean.
He has like throat cancer or something's wrong with him. Like, he was just in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and he was playing Bob as Batman, or Hemp Knight, and he didn't speak. He was texting everything, and that was the running joke because he couldn't really talk.
Oh no,
It's a shame.
Well, 2022 is a long ways away.
It's true.
Get well soon.
Get well soon.
Yeah, you're in our
Willow.
thoughts.
I'm so excited to see that.
I'm so jazzed. This one gives me a lot of pause because I really think we should be done with this, but apparently we're not. Lucasfilm is in pre-production on the next installment of Indiana Jones.
What?
James Mangold, director of Ford v Ferrari, and Indy himself, Harrison Ford, will be back to continue his iconic character's journey. Arrives July 2022.
He's going to continue his journey riding a little rascal. Like,
right?
Come on now.
I really thought, I
No
know
one's
people
excited.
love to hate on the last Indiana Jones movie. It certainly wasn't the best Indiana Jones movie, but it was still an Indiana Jones movie. And even then, he was pushing being too old to play that character.
Yeah.
He had the happy ending. He walked into the sunset and got married. If you're gonna do if you want to make new Indiana Jones, I think you have to reboot at this point. You just do. I don't know how you do that without Harrison Ford as Indy.
The only way they're pulling this off is if he is playing himself, but he's passing the mantle, and it was he had a son. What's his name? Oh,
Mutt Williams.
yes, but
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf
the actor
played
Shia
him.
LaBeouf.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
Mutt Williams.
and just pass that mantle, just move on.
I was really happy with the fact that they didn't do that in that one, where he tried to pick up the hat at the end. He was like, "Hands off my hat, motherfucker," and he walks away because Mutt Williams sucks.
Yes, but they did open that door for the possibility.
If I'm being
They
honest
did.
with you guys, I haven't bothered to see that one because it did not. The trailer did nothing for me at the time.
Did you not like Crystal Skulls?
No, I didn't see.
You
Oh wait, is
gotta
that
see
the
it
other?
just
Wait,
for,
There's-
is that Kate Blanchett? You got to see it just for her ridiculous Russian accent.
okay,
That's true.
Well, I mean, if I can laugh at
That's
it,
true.
It's my third favorite indie movie. I like it better than Temple of Doom. I don't really like Temple of Doom all that much. It's got a lot of bad parts in it, but it's very Indiana Jones. I think people were so pissed about it because it was an Indiana Jones movie. It was completely ridiculous, defied a lot of things that it's so much of it just doesn't make any sense and couldn't possibly happen. And then there was it was somewhat alien related instead of straight up Christian mythology related, and people took issue with that. That's just stupid.
yeah.
Whatever. Tomi Adeyemi's New York Times best-selling novel Children of Blood and Bone is being developed by Lucasfilm in partnership with 20th Century Studios. This coming-of-age adventure follows a young African girl's quest to restore magic to her forsaken people, the Magi.
Ooh.
I have heard good things about this book.
Me
so-
too.
Cool.
Cool.
And then we get back to two more Star Wars things that made me really happy. A brand new Star Wars feature with acclaimed filmmaker Taika Waititi is in development. Get ready for an unforgettable ride.
Yeah. I
Cool.
bet it will be.
Yeah.
I'm super down.
He's directing a Star Wars movie. Sign me up.
Right?
And then we get Patty Jenkins.
On
Yeah.
Is
rollerblades.
directing-
Wait a minute.
Patty Jenkins on rollerblades. And she's sitting here talking about like how she's always wanted to make the best fighter pilot movie of all time. And she's directing a movie called Rogue Squadron.
Can you
Get
feel?
on
Can you
board.
feel him vibrating with
I'm
excitement?
so into this. Rogue Squadron is like, I was obsessed with that game. And I know it's not going to be based directly on the video game, but Rogue Squadron is freaking Luke's
Team.
squadron.
Yeah.
It's his team. I don't know I don't know how they're doing that. Like, are they going to recast Luke or something like that? Or is this going to be another group of pilots and like they're going to do the aged down Luke and have him do the voice? I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea what they're going to do. But the fact that they're attacking a Rogue Squadron movie as a fighter pilot movie. So they're not doing it like, here's Star Wars, a Star Wars movie that's going to have some X-Wings in it. Like, this is going to be about flying. It's going to be Top Gun, but Star Wars.
If there is no
so into
volleyball
this.
scene on the beach in some distant planet, I will be upset.
There's got to be beach volleyball on Tatooine. It's nothing but sand.
Yeah, that looks.
And
that
one
looks
thing we know
great.
is if it's on Tatooine with beach volleyball and nothing but sand, there will be no Hayden Christensen anywhere in sight.
Because that dude hates sand.
I'm all about this now.
I'm all about Disney poaching all the DC talent.
I just
That was a hell of a ride.
That was.
I am excited.
My head is spinning. I literally, I have head tingles right now.
You
'Cause
guys,
we're all going
your,
like, hey-
your heads are spinning, and we haven't even talked about the MCU.
Yeah, like,
I
is this are we halfway done? Like,
There's so much more crazy shit to happen here, all right? And we're going to blow through some of it. But just to recap, Star Wars, okay, this is some neat Star Wars stuff. This is some weird Star Wars stuff. This is some different Star Wars stuff. Willow's coming back. And then, by the way, Indiana Jones, he's going to be like 95 at that point. Who cares? And then 2 Star Wars movies that sound really freaking cool. Let's calm things down and talk about National Geographic.
Jacques Cousteau.
Let's see. It's going to be Jacques Cousteau, Martin Luther King, a bunch of stuff about whales, bugs, America the Beautiful. That guy's in his, I don't know, he's in a wetsuit and some cold water. And
That guy looks like he's walking
National
on a
Geographic.
volcano.
Darren Aronofsky is going to be doing something. Will Smith embarks on an awe-inspiring journey to unlock the secrets of this planet's most extraordinary unexplained phenomena. Sure.
Okay.
Oh
Doesn't
my
he
God.
already
I'll
know
watch
everything
anything with
from
Will Smith.
I need to start this
Scientology?
over. Finally, from Nat Geo comes Welcome to Earth, an epic, stunning series from Darren Aronofsky starring Will Smith. What the hell? That's amazing.
Welcome to Earth.
Thank you, National Geographic, for that. It says working title. That is not a working title.
No,
That
you
ti-
have to.
is
You're
a
damn right
gem.
that title's working. That shit works.
They just misspelled Earth. It has to be Earth with an F.
If they change that, I'm going to be so mad. Okay. Now, all right, you ready for some weird shit? Let's dive into some
Does it
weird
get
shit,
weirder?
all right? It's a stream come true. Let's talk about Disney Plus updates. All right.
This is
The
amazing.
Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Now, that was the tweet from Disney, all right? I didn't say that, okay? I didn't make that one up. That's all Disney. The Mighty Ducks Game Changers continues the legacy of hockey's finest fouls. The series picks up where the films left off. Emilio Estevez returns as Gordon Bombay, and Lauren Graham is joining the flock.
How does it pick up? Isn't that from like 30 years ago?
What the hell? When was the last? I gotta know.
I don't even understand this.
Because I know they
awesome.
made
I'm
a
having
bunch
so
of
much
sequels.
fun.
They made a bunch of sequels, right? All right, D2 and D3 was 1996.
That was D3.
That was D3 in 1996. Oh, and then let's see, television. There was an animated series, but that was like that was weird.
That was real
That was
ducks
weird,
in
yeah.
space, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like that was nuts. Then we had live action. Oh wait, no, that's in 2018. It was announced that a TV series was coming. And then it's just kind of been chilling until now. So, yeah. All right. Following up on the hit 1996 movie D3, Mighty Ducks Game Changers.
Hit is a
Anything
strong
with Laura
word.
Dern in it, I'm on board.
Lauren Graham.
Lauren Graham, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Inspired by the classic film Turner and Hooch. This is a buddy comedy starring Josh Peck and his partner, a sweet slobbering
They look
mastiff.
similar.
Okay.
They look like each other. I love that.
Big Shot is a celebration of girl power set in the world of high school basketball, starring John Stamos.
Fuck.
I mean, there's more to the tweet, but really,
Is there?
it's a story of girl power set in the world of high school basketball, starring John Stamos.
What else do you need?
Yvette Nicole Brown. Sorry, they have their Twitter handles, and I'm like, YNB. I know that she's from Community. Yvette Nicole Brown and Jesselyn Gilsig.
Oh, she was the horrible wife on Glee.
Oh,
big,
no.
Yeah, Glee. All right.
Oh, wait.
Big
no, but,
Shot packs big fun. I'll bet it does.
This is me
What is-
reacting.
What
Oh,
is
it's Tony
this?
Hale.
Another mystery is unfolding. Join Tony Hale and Kristen Schaal in the mysterious Benedict Society, based on the international best-selling book series.
Okay.
I like both of them. They're funny.
Yeah, that could be something. Ugh, the Kardashian Jenners will create a new global content under a multi-year deal. Just who the hell cares?
Prepare for magic.
Couldn't even make it all the way through that one.
I
It's
couldn't
only
Not
a
even
through
tweet.
a tweet.
It was a
couldn't
valiant
even be
effort.
arsed to finish a tweet about those people. Whatever. All right, let's see. We got some movie stuff here. Hocus Pocus 2 is officially happening. We already knew that. There's rebooting 3 Men and a Baby with Zac Efron. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Who asked for that one? Okay.
Or it's like, all right, it's Zac Efron. It's 3 men and a baby. Is Zac Efron playing the baby?
Yes.
And who are the other 2 men?
I want it to be that special effect where he's hiding underneath the bassinet and it's just his head with the fake baby arms. That's it. All the time.
I'll take it.
I will watch the hell out of that.
Or is it 3 men and Zac Efron?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to like skim some of these movie things. The live-action film franchise Diary of a Wimpy Kid is coming to Disney Plus as an all-new animated film.
Congrats to everyone who's a fan of that. There's a lot of kids that...
I heard the kids really love that. So,
Yeah.
Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild is the next installment in the Ice Age franchise. Whatever.
Still going.
What was
This
that?
is kind of neat.
What was that Rescue
Night at the
Rangers
Museum?
thing?
What's that?
There was a Rescue Rangers thing. What was that?
It's coming.
Oh,
It's
okay.
coming.
All right.
Night at the Museum is coming
Spoilers.
to Disney Plus with a new twist. This time it's animated.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Jungle Cruise with we got something with Paul Giamatti, The Rock, and Emily Blunt.
Hell yes. All those names, just sign me up.
I can't wait to not watch this. A prequel to the live-action Lion King is in development from blah blah blah. Meet the cast of Disney's The Little Mermaid, starring Halle Berry, Jonah Hauer-King, Awkwafina, David Diggs, Jacob Tremblay, Melissa McCarthy, and Javier Bardem. Directed by Rob Marshall, featuring music from the animated original and new music by Al Menken and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
As long as this doesn't turn out like Catwoman, I'm good. 'Cause I heard
Halle Bailey, not Halle Berry. I read that
Oh,
wrong.
oh, Jesus. Okay. Just kidding.
I'm looking
Sorry,
at the picture.
everyone.
I'm like, that's not Halle Berry. Oh, Halle Bailey. I can't read. Got
I'm
it.
literally just listening to all this and, experiencing it through your words like our listeners will. Maybe you do need visual aids, everybody. Don't try him at his word.
Yeah. Chip and Dale are back in a hybrid live-action animated feature, not a series. I thought this was a series. Huh. Directed by Akiva Schaffer and starring John Mulaney and Andy Samberg.
Sign
Yes.
me the fuck up. John Mulaney's a chipmunk. I'm in.
Yeah, this sounds great. So, yeah, that's wonderful.
John
there-
Mulaney played the Spider Ham, right? Like that's his
I
voice.
think so. We haven't seen
Okay.
Spider-Verse yet, but
Okay.
yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I've
best
seen
part
some of
movie.
his stand-up stuff thanks to Karen, and he's a
funny.
delight. All right, let's see here.
Again?
Oh, well, no, all right. See, I had read the headline, but I hadn't seen any of the imagery related to it. One of Disney's all-time classics is coming to Disney Plus with the new live-action retelling of Pinocchio starring Tom Hanks and directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Aw.
That could be good. I didn't see The Lady and the Tramp. I heard nothing good about it, but I don't love these live-action reimaginings, and they already did a live-action Pinocchio with
Multiple.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, which looked hideous and horrible. But I'm looking at this concept art, and it looks like the designs look very related to the cartoon, which I think is cool.
And I always think the live action reboots go better when they're stories about people. Like the ones about animals, I don't get.
Yeah.
Because they're live action, but the animals still have to be CG. So what are you doing?
Yeah, agreed. Also, when did Lady and the Tramp happen?
When Disney Plus launched,
Oh, well,
and nobody cared.
Was it real puppies? Or were they...
No, it was all
hence nobody caring, honey.
quote-unquote live action. It was like The Lion King.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. Peter Pan and Wendy will be flying to Disney Plus. David Lowery directs an amazing cast, including Yara Shahidi in the role of Tinkerbell and Jude Law as Captain Hook.
Wow. All right.
I dig Peter Pan stuff, so I'll give that a watch. This could be fun. Disenchanted, a sequel to the hit film Enchanted, will stream exclusively on Disney Plus. Amy Adams returns for more fantastical fun as Giselle.
Ooh. Okay. I'm in.
I thought that movie was pretty funny.
Yeah,
I
it's
liked
cute.
it.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, Sister Act 3 is in development.
Sorry, I looked ahead and I couldn't keep the shock in.
And all the pieces come together because Whoopi Goldberg returns to star and produce with Tyler Perry as producer as well.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
That was a
And now,
reaction.
for the first time in forever, it's an update from Walt Disney Animation Studios. Now, this is where we get some pretty cool, interesting stuff. So we got Raya and the Last Dragon. A little quick look at that stuff. That's pretty neat. That was going to be their next thing. Just announced Disney Animation's first ever original animated series are coming to Disney Plus. So what's cool about this is that this is not farming it out to the kind of studios that used to do this stuff for Disney Afternoon, where we got substandard shows like the Aladdin series
Right,
or the
right,
Lion
right.
King series or whatever. This is Disney Animation Studios doing these animated spin-offs from previous movies. And they are Baymax, Zootopia Plus, Tiana, and Moana.
What?
Is Baymax?
Baymax is from Big Hero 6.
Is that Big Hero 6? Okay.
Yeah. So they're doing a Baymax series. That's good news. I saw Zootopia, or at least most of it.
Yes.
I like that. I
Did we
like
see
that
that
movie.
with...
I didn't see it, so
I
I,
think
don't know what
it was
you're
one of the
talking about.
movies that we watched with the kids up in Jersey City. So,
I
on
wasn't
their
paying
old
attention.
projector. I think you were probably somewhere else, and I was sitting on the couch.
That's
Anyway,
right.
I dug what I saw of that. I haven't seen Princess and the Frog, but it's on the list of things to get to for movie night because I just think the movie looks gorgeous, and I've always wanted to see it because it was their last hand-drawn animated thing. And a Moana series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super into all of this.
All four of those sound awesome.
And
Those are
like
such
by
good
the
ideas.
time that Moana series comes out, Ellie's going to be the age, and probably the Tiana one too, that she will like be into it.
Who do you think she's
On a
going to love
different level.
most from Moana?
I mean, she loves Moana already.
Yeah, she loves the movie. So,
Alan Tudyk is the chicken.
oh my God.
I was
get
waiting
more
for you.
hey-hey.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but I appreciate you remembering that.
I hope. I wonder if the Tiana series is going to be CG or hand drawn.
I was just going to ask.
Either way,
I was
it's
wondering
cool.
if they've announced anything. Okay, so there's nothing about like the art style. Okay.
No, nothing yet. Just titles because they're not till the Baymax, Utopia, and Tiana are in 2022, and Moana's in 2023. So they're ways
Oh wow.
off.
Okay. Fair.
Let's see. This is interesting. In a first of its kind collaboration, Disney Animation and Pan African entertainment company Kugali will team up to create an all-new science fiction series coming to Disney Plus in 2022. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce this. Uwaju? Check out the first look at the visual development art from the series. It looks stunning.
Yeah.
This looks cool as hell. I don't know anything about it, but I
Holy
mean,
bananas.
I don't want to click on anything, but
this is such a this is Disney Plus showing the promise of Disney Plus. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, when Disney Plus launched, was like, here's a bunch of old stuff, and The Mandalorian, and the live-action Lady and the Tramp movie nobody cares about. And the legacy stuff was super cool, but at a certain point, you're like, well, I'm keeping this because of Mandalorian, but where's and the legacy stuff, regular access and high quality, but where's the new stuff? What's making this Netflix? This list that we've gone through so far is making it Netflix.
That was always our conversation about what was the reasoning for getting this, because there's like a lot of the catalog we already have in some way, shape, or form. It's it wasn't like it was not readily available before, and only starting their stable with really The Mandalorian, like it just seemed like a misstep.
Yeah, like, it was amazing, but that was it.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll keep us entertained till, most of these are coming in 21, maybe 22. Like,
yeah, a lot of this stuff's a ways off, but still, it's happening.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is about their new movie. Now we're into Pixar stuff. Soul. Because it's getting late, I really want to try to skip stuff that's not TV related. There's Pixar series coming to Disney Plus. The first one is called Doug Days. In this Up spin-off, Doug discovers the dangers of suburbia, like puppies, fireworks, and squirrels. Doug Days will premiere Disney Plus in fall of 2021. That's cool.
I had heard about this one accidentally, and I'm really glad we're talking about it, because I kind of thought someone was lying to me. I'm really glad. It's not.
I completely missed the Pixar stuff, because these don't even have images attached to them, and I was kind of scrolling through pretty frantically at this point. Let's see.
Gee, I wonder why.
Speeding ahead with a new series following Lightning McQueen and Mater on a road trip because Mater can die in a fire. Third is Pixar's first original long-form animated series, Win or Lose. The show follows a middle school softball team in the week leading up to their championship game, and each episode is told from the perspective of a different character.
Okay.
That's neat.
Interesting.
Oh, that's cool. That's fall 2023. Neat.
Wow.
Let's see. Their next feature film is Luca and his friend Alberto, and then there's something called Turning Red. And then I just have to say it. Blasting into theaters June 17th, 2022, Lightyear is the definitive story of the original Buzz Lightyear, voiced by Chris Evans.
Evans is Buzz Lightyear.
So
Wait,
there was
how
this,
is there-
there's this advertisement. This is not about the Buzz Lightyear, the toy. This is about the dude that the toy is based on.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's how he got around being the voice.
Not being Tim Allen. Right.
Okay, that's what I was just going to ask. Thank you for...
I'm so goddamn on board for that shit.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Sign me up.
Oh,
That
yes.
sounds
Chris Evans
crazy
baking
weird
a
and
pie.
awesome.
I'm so on board for that.
Yeah, you're
Chris
right.
Evans clipping his toenails. I'm on board for that.
You know what?
It's the big one,
You know
guys.
what? I actually am. What?
Yeah, no, I'm 100% in
All right.
to Buzz Lightyear, but now it's time, as Disney says, it was inevitable. Updates from Marvel Studios have arrived.
And what time is this one?
This started at 7:39.
Wait, we didn't get to Marvel yet. Holy
yeah, and it's been
shit.
an hour and a half.
Okay.
Now, the Marvel's where Marvel is right now, I think, is just the perfect position. And I saw some sort of thing out there complaining that, like, Marvel really dropped the ball because they just stopped after Endgame. Like, no. First off, there was a Spider-Man movie following Endgame, so knock that the hell off. But second off, we needed that break.
Yeah.
Because if they kept going, like, just kept pumping shit out after that, Endgame was an event. And as Spider-Man was a great epilogue. Spider-Man was just this nice palate cleanser for afterwards, being like, of course the MCU is still going to go, but this is considerably more light than Endgame.
Yes.
It needed a break. And then COVID
Also
happened.
COVID,
and
right?
COVID
Like-
happened and we got more of a break because we were supposed to have Black Widow already. But I think putting that movie off for as much as they did was a good thing, because having this huge break from the MCU, then we got all that Spider-Man movie news, which is complete and total insanity. But then after all of this, I am really ready to jump back into the MCU. Like, the timing could not be
has
better.
worn off. Like
Exactly.
like that was an issue that Marvel had in its comic book reign. Is that it was event after event after event after event, and there was a thing called event fatigue.
Event fatigue, yeah.
Like, I don't want to buy this much. I don't want to read this much. I don't want to see this much. Just make it lighter. And
yeah.
they should.
And that's the reason I don't. That's the reason I don't buy any Marvel comics anymore. Everything seems to be leading up to the next big thing, and well, Marvel Studios is starting small again, and I love the direction that this is going. So the first thing is a new trailer for WandaVision, which I was already sold on this show because it just looks weird as all hell. Mm-hmm. And then the second trailer that they showed, like the trailer that they showed that like kind of showed there's a lot more going on than even it looked like initially. This trailer destroyed me because I'm a gigantic Monkees fan, and Daydream Believer is one of my favorite songs of all time, top 10 favorite songs. This trailer is set to that song.
Okay.
In a crazy awesome rendition of it. As the trailer gets more and more messed up, the song sounds more and more messed up. It's incredible. I am so into this show.
Yeah, we're just watching the visuals of it because if I play it, it'll cut the sound will cut in for our side, and it looks like way more than what we thought it was.
I haven't seen anything yet, so I'm going to be surprised later.
Yeah, after as soon
no
as we're
idea.
done, I still don't really think I get it, but that's what the trailer's trying to convey to you is like they don't get it either. Something weird's going on, and I am so sold, which is super cool because Wanda and Vision were characters in the MCU itself that were never really super fleshed out. You know what I mean?
Right.
I never grew super attached to them, and I think they're great characters in the comics. So I'm really interested to see this show based on these two characters getting their due. I'm so excited about this show.
And January 8th, right?
January 15th.
15th.
That is
wow.
soon. That's a month from today.
Wow.
A month from recording, yeah.
Yeah. Holy crap.
We will have watched season 3 of Cobra Kai before this comes out.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not separating TV from movie because I'm just too into all this stuff. Next up, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness debuts March 25th, 2022, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Wong, Rachel McAdams, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Xochitl Gomez. I'm sorry, it's Xochitl Gomez as America Chavez.
Isn't it O'Cheadle? Do they pronounce the X?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
Anyway, it's directed by Sam frickin' Raimi. Woohoo!
That's what I was
And
just
the
waiting
film
for.
ties to WandaVision and the next Spider-Man film.
So how many zoom-in screams are there going to be? Because there's at least one in every Sam Raimi film. The camera just zooms right into some woman's face as they scream. Guaranteed.
I don't know. I don't care. I want to know how he's going to fit the car in the movie too. But it's whatever.
There you go.
I'm so into this.
Ash shows up with a chainsaw hand for some weird reason. I mean, it could
Anything
happen.
anything
multiverse.
could happen.
Right? I mean,
Anything.
in case you missed it, pretty much everyone from every Spider-Man movie ever is going to be in the next Spider-Man movie. So we're getting multiverse stuff. I thought it was a throwaway, right? Mm-hmm. When we saw the last Spider-Man movie, Far From Home, and like it turned out that he was like, "Oh no, the multiverse is real. I'm from this other universe," and then it was all just a lie.
Right.
But no, the multiverse is coming to the MCU, and I'm so into it.
Squee.
Meanwhile, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, an original series, starts streaming on March 19th, and the trailer looks sick.
We have to watch all these trailers, honey.
I know. I was like,
I'm
well,
so glad that this show finally got made because, the production got shut down during COVID and, I need it.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks interesting. It looks, yeah. That's good stuff. Watch that trailer. This is also pretty cool. Black Widow chronicles Natasha Romanoff's efforts to deal with her history as a spy before she became an Avenger. We already know about this movie. The news is it's hitting theaters May 7th, 2021.
Okay.
Cool. Presumably theaters will be a thing by May.
Get your fucking vaccines so I can see this fucking movie.
Yes, what she said.
I've been looking forward to this movie for over a year. Like, come on, god damn it.
And don't forget the vaccine comes in 2 doses.
Yes.
Marvel Studios, glorious Loki, an original series from Marvel Studios, is coming of May 2021 to Disney Plus. So we got
I've actually seen
January.
This
March is Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then May is Loki. And this trailer is so cool.
It's so great.
I want this. I'm pretty sure this is not actually how it happens in the movie, but like his facial reactions. Like, I know this whole scene is from one of the other films, but like,
no, that was that's all footage from the movie. Those facial expressions and everything. When he looks down at it and picks up the cube, that was all in the movie. That was 100% from the movie.
Like when they start fighting and he gets that little that was fantastic.
Absolutely amazing. Oh my god, that trailer looks crazy because like I wanted to know where he went after that. That was one of my big questions after that. Like, where the hell did he go? He has the Tesseract. Where did he go? Now we know. Weird shit's gonna happen, and I'm so into it. It looks so good.
He's gonna be DB Cooper.
Oh my god. So following that up, sometime in the summer, we're gonna get What If.
Yeah, I love What
Now,
If.
if you don't know what If comics are, they're what they sound like. They're just one shots of like, yeah, well, what if Aunt May was the Herald of Galactus? You know, like just weird situations. You know,
sometimes it was huge events, like certain things, like what if the black costume went to this person instead? But other times it was things like, what? Yeah, Aunt May couldn't be the Herald of Galactus, but what if? And
yeah, right.
Yeah,
what if? So this trailer shows off. The big one was what if
Peggy
Peggy Carter got to be Captain America.
Yes.
Oh man.
It just looks so good.
And it's actually Haley Atwell.
Yeah.
Doing the voice.
So it's all animated, but it looks good.
Wow, it does. I'm seeing it on a very tiny little screen, and the
what
shield.
if T'Challa was picked up for
instead
the Guardians
instead of
Star-Lord? And then the other one has something to do with Doctor Strange. I'm so into this. This looks so freaking good.
Yeah, I
fun.
like the art style for this as well. Like, I finally decided to start looking at some of this because I'm tired of not knowing what it looked like.
It's the good CG
and
animation.
It's really cool. Yeah, I like this. I'm very curious to see how this.
It reminds me of some of the animatics they did for Doctor Who.
Okay.
Yeah,
like some of the extended universe stuff.
Okay.
This is I can see the definite connection there. Okay, production is wrapped on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Meet the fantastic cast, bring them to life. Hits theaters July 9th, 2021.
Cool.
I mean, and it's an all-Asian cast.
I'm sorry.
No Scarlett Johansson in sight.
Yeah, no Scarlett Johansson in sight.
I just every time I see Aquafina, I just don't like that name. Why she chose that
Bottle
name.
Of water.
Like that's her acting name, and it just bothers me so much. So much.
I'll be honest with you. I have a hard time too with that, but I'm trying to just remember. Like, no, okay, they chose this name, but they are a person.
She's a comedian, right? Or a comedian?
Yeah,
she is.
Yeah, so it makes sense as a comedian name, but like it's kind
Shang-Chi,
of like
The Legend of the Ten Rings, starring Aquafina.
I kind of feel like it's the same thing with like The Rock.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Like 20 years down the road, she's gonna be like, Michelle, whatever her name is, or something.
Yeah.
It's like, no, my name's Dwayne. Like, okay, but you're The Rock. I was like, could you just?
All right, how about Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Can we work with that?
Can we just work around that? Maybe I don't know.
Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
All right, I'll give you Rock Johnson, and that's as far as I'll go. There was a thing that you sort of I don't know if we're in the same order, but there was a shield thing. Oh man,
We're not there yet.
okay. So it's not. They're not showing up in the same order on my feed that they are in yours. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm reading every one of them in the order that they were tweeted.
Okay.
So next up, this one was really cool to see. This looks great. Miss Marvel, a newer
Yes!
character to Marvel Comics, has grabbed the world's imagination. We're excited to announce that Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan. Miss Marvel, an original series from Marvel Studios, is coming late 2021. And it's not really a trailer per se. It's one of those, like, they're all talking about it, but they do show scenes.
Yes.
She looks great.
Yes.
They did not show her power in action yet.
No.
Oh, they are.
'Cause
Are they showing animation?
Well, they
of-
showed
Or are they just showing
they
stills
showed
from the comic?
They're
Stills from the
showing
comic.
stills from the comic, and then they show like the live action stuff that is like literally some of the shots look like they are shot for shot from panels from the first volume. Because I have the first trade paperback of this, and I haven't continued collecting it because I had reasons. But I occasionally will like read where the story has gone on Wikipedia because I have a friend who's currently working on it, and like, oh my god, read it. Okay, and watch.
Yeah, I've read like 1 or 2 issues, I think, of this, and it's really cool. She's a really cool character, and
Yes.
I can't wait to see how they pull off her powers, because she's got like
Stretchy powers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
stretchy and enlarging powers. Like her powers are weird.
Yes.
And in the new Avengers video game that was quote unquote hyper realistic, that looked weird.
Okay.
But,
I'm
who
trying to
cares?
think. Like they've come a long way with stretchy power animation or CGI or whatever you want to call it. But that's one power set that has never translated well. For some
It's
reason.
hard to make that look cool. It's even hard to make that look cool when it's being drawn. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, I don't care. This show looks awesome. I am super into this one.
Yeah. I'm really, really excited to see where this one goes. Like, yes, thank you for finally doing this.
And a pretty fun follow-up to that, Brie Larson returns as Carol Danvers in Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel 2, directed by Nia DaCosta. Joining the cast are recently announced Miss Marvel, Iman Vellani, and Monica Rambeau, played by WandaVision's Teyonah Paris. Captain Marvel 2 flies into theaters November 11th, 2022.
And I like that they're doing that because of the Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel, fascination that character has. So
Yeah.
I like that they're doing that.
Let's see. Some I don't know if it's really news on Eternals. Just Eternals is a thing that's still happening.
Okay.
It's
wow.
one of the big MCU movies that's coming out. It's got a hell of a cast, right? Directed by Chloe Zhao, starring Richard Madden. I don't know who that is. Gemma Chan. I also don't know who that is. Kumail Nanjiani, Lauren Ridloff, Brian Tree Henry, Selma Hayek, Leah McHugh, Don Lee, Barry Keoghan, Kit Harington, and Angelina Jolie.
Wow. Okay. That last one I did not. I forgot about.
That's going to be a beefy movie.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
is.
I don't know those characters. I know they exist. I know almost nothing about them in the comic lore. So that's a pretty unknown factor to me, but they seem to be pouring a lot of money into this one. So I assume it will be good because there haven't been any bad ones yet.
That's true.
An original Avenger, Jeremy Renner, returns to star as Hawkeye, teaming up with well-known archer from Marvel Comics, Kate Bishop, played by the amazing Haley Steinfeld.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
I've heard nothing but good things about this comic, which this seems to be directly based off of that more recent Hawkeye comic.
Yes.
I heard really good things about it. I never got around to reading it myself, but that's pretty cool.
Is this starting into like a sidekick type thing? Is that what this, or like
I think it was she took the mantle.
takes the
and-
mantle? Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Additional cast include Vera Farmiga. Why do I know that name? Fra Free and newcomer Alakwa Cox as Maya Lopez, with episodes directed by Rhys Thomas and directing duo Bert and Bertie.
Okay.
For anyone who knows who those people are, please let us know. This one pissed me right the hell off because we talked about this. We had this conversation. She-Hulk arrives to the MCU. Tatiana Maslany, the liar, will portray Jennifer
lying
Walters'
liar face.
She-Hulk. But then it goes even crazier because Tim Roth will be returning as an Abomination, and Hulk himself, Mark Ruffalo, will
Different
appear
Hulk.
in the series.
It's a different Abomination or a different Hulk, one or the other. They can't
It's a
cross
different
swords
Hulk.
like that.
So really, they're pulling that Hulk movie, which is really good on its own, but kind of sticks out like a sore thumb because of Ed Norton,
Right.
And the fact that no other character, nothing is even referenced from that movie, with the exception of Thunderbolt
Yeah,
Ross, who
yeah.
really just he's just kind of a character. He doesn't really act like the character from that movie, or they don't really. He doesn't even interact with Hulk at all. So,
Right.
but, man. Now they're bringing Abomination straight up into this biz. So, all right.
I think this will be
Directed
a
by
good.
Kat Coiro and Anu Valia, She-Hulk is coming to Disney Plus.
This could be a good start to how they're going to incorporate the X-Men lineage that has, that they now own. Like, how much are they going to bring over, or are they just going to recast everybody? Like, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this, because there's a story, a Hulk story, a standalone Hulk story out there that we don't pay attention to anymore. So, see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also hoping that Hulk movie comes to Disney Plus at some point. I think Paramount has that one, because that was before Marvel Studios existed. That so they were still kind of farming out actual production on those to other studios.
I just remembered that there was a whole nother Hulk movie other than that one too.
Hulk.
Yeah, we don't
that's
talk about that.
completely unrelated. No, the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton was
Still
MCU. It had
Yep.
Robert Downey Jr. at the end of it to kind of tie it in, but it
Gamma
really
dogs.
only-
Remember those things?
yeah, I remember that. That movie was nuts, man. That whole desert scene was pretty cool.
You're fighting lightning? What?
That was a weird one. Okay. Just confirming that it exists.
That's so
Here
upsetting.
It is.
All of this goddamn
Moon Knight.
news, and Moon Knight gets one fucking line.
One line.
Because it's still a ways off, but you know what?
Really?
It's there.
But it's still being mentioned, honey. This is progress, and
I
sometimes
got
it's small.
more information about a cartoon that's coming in 2023 than I did about this.
Yeah, but you know what? You got more information about this than we got about the fucking X-Men.
That's very
I
true.
know.
Okay.
Moon Knight has higher billing than the X-Men in the MCU right now. So put that in your hat.
All right.
Be proud, sir.
I
You
am.
stand tall. When Moon Knight comes out, everyone's going to be like, who's this Moon Knight character? He's amazing. And then you can just pop and be like, let me tell you a story. You can sit him down and set him what's right on Moon Knight.
And all of these
Very cool.
pictures will be of Evan with his standee, like I knew it all along.
I was with it before it was cool.
Yep.
That's it. I could finally say it.
It just it's basically reaffirming that this is a thing that they care about and that they are doing, and that is cool. Next up, Samuel L. Jackson is back as Nick Fury, and Ben Mendelsohn from Captain Marvel returns as the Skrull Talos in Marvel Studios' original series Secret Invasion.
Interesting.
I'm curious about this
Very
one because there is a well, I guess it doesn't matter now. There's a plot line in Secret Invasion. It's the only one that I cared about that had it had Storm and Black Panther, and they're like married, and they fight off like one of the groups of invaders.
Was that only in Secret Invasion? I thought that was a thing outside as well.
I don't know, but the
Storm and T'Challa were married for a while.
Okay.
Yes. But because now he's passed, and I don't know how any of that is. Do you think they'll incorporate any of that? I don't know. Because
I
Storm's
don't know,
not a
because
part of
they've
that.
already changed Skrulls so much. Right? I mean, the Skrulls were effectively the good guys in Captain Marvel.
Oh,
so
I forgot about that.
That's true.
this whole thing is going to be super interesting.
I want to see, and it's a series, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a series.
I want to see each episode is one main scene or something from one of the MCU movies where one of the characters is a Skrull and Nick Fury goes around just knocking the snot out of them to get them out of the scene.
And some of the Skrulls are subversives, and that's how the Black Panther story arc went. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe she met the good ones. They were the ones who started it.
Yeah.
I don't
knows?
know. Oh, this is so cool.
All right.
Sorry, I'm here on Twitter, and like over on the trending thing, I just looked over and saw politics trending. Rodney Dangerfield.
What?
See, as you're seeing that, I got on my Twitter feed, it says you might like one of the first one. The second one is Pixar, but the first one is Justin fucking Bieber. Like, why would you think
might.
that?
I can't open this up as a new tab. I want to click on it so desperately because what the hell? Anyway, back to it. Back to focusing.
Dear Evan's
Coming soon
Twitter.
to Disney Plus. Dominique Thorne is genius inventor Riri Williams in Ironheart, an original series about the creator of the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man.
Yeah, I liked that storyline. Thought it was good.
They killed Tony Stark, so how are we going to move forward?
Pass
Riri
on.
Williams, I'm in.
We passed the mantle. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know anything about that story, so that'll be interesting for me.
Yep. And this is some, by the way, there's some serious diversity going on here, which is also making me pretty happy.
Is it based on like the comics, or is this?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
a
an
comic.
Ironheart comic. Riri Williams is a young black girl who basically was I think she was Tony's protege at a certain point. Now, in this world, Tony is dead, so it's obviously going to be different, but Ironheart is like the new Iron Man. And
Cool.
that's cool as hell.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know anything about that, though. Yay. All right, move on. Sorry.
Don Cheadle
Yeah.
returns as James Rhodes, a.k.a. War Machine, in Armor Wars, an original series coming to Disney+. A classic Marvel story about Tony Stark's worst fear coming true. What happens when his tech falls into the wrong hands?
How cool would it be if it was Don Cheadle as War Machine and the original James Rhodes from the first time, for the first Iron Man movie?
Oh, what are they going to pull Terrence Howard in here? Hell no. make Terrence
The
Howard.
multiverse of Terrence Howard.
Oh God, they're going to bring Terrence Howard in as like Titanium Man or something.
That would be
Terrible.
so awesome.
Nah, totally into this. I love Don Cheadle as Rhodey. I think he's great.
Mm-hmm.
So this is fantastic. No bad news yet. Let's see. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. James Gunn is back to write and direct. The original special is coming to Disney Plus in 2022. I could not possibly be more sold on anything.
Even with the taintedness of the Star Wars Holiday Special, this is still super exciting.
Right? This is great. And I think I read something where he's like, that's the inspiration, is the Star Wars Holiday Special. So this is just going to be a big old wad of stupid, and I am into it.
Yeah.
A variety show. Oh my God.
And also, everyone's favorite little tree, Baby Groot, will star in a series of shorts on Disney Plus featuring several new and unusual characters. I Am Groot, an original series from Marvel Studios, is coming to Disney Plus.
Also known as
Yay.
We Know How to Make Money.
That's right. Okay, what is this?
Academy Award-winning actor Christian Bale will join the cast of Thor: Love and Thunder as the villain Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
In
read about that a while
theaters
ago.
May 6, 2022.
That's
Isn't that old news or no?
well, not necessarily.
Oh.
A lot.
The
Some
movie
of this,
is old news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
movie's
thought
old
Christian
news.
Bale being a part of it was also old news.
It was
like, I
Christian
read
Bale
that.
was going to be in a Marvel movie.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, yay, we know now. Sorry, guys. I'm enthusiastic, I swear.
Super cool.
Okay.
Reaffirming, much like the other one, they're reaffirming Blade as a new feature film. It's coming out. This is cool. Peyton Reed is back to direct the third Ant-Man film, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Quantumania.
I love this. Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, and Michelle Pfeiffer all return. Catherine Newton joins the cast as Cassie Lang, and Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror.
Ooh, Kang, really?
So
Interesting.
they
pull.
recast old Cassie Lang, but whatever. She didn't have a very big role in Endgame,
So are they? Oh man, I want to see like the production artwork for Kang the Conqueror, because that dude
Right?
had a purple face and a green costume.
yeah,
Right?
That's a weird looking design. I am into that.
I want that to be true.
Yeah. This is a cool one. Black Panther 2, opening July 8th, 2022, is being written and directed by Ryan Coogler. Honoring Chadwick Boseman's legacy and portrayal of T'Challa, Marvel Studios will not recast the character, but will explore the world of Wakanda and the rich characters introduced in the first film.
Oh, It just made me tear up.
That's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do. Absolutely.
The wrong thing to do would be to try to do that CG stuff. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Try to reanimate him. Don't do that. And don't recast him. I think there's plenty of characters that they could make into the new Black Panther. Plenty of places for this to go. I can't wait to see where it goes. It's going to be awesome.
Very thoughtful.
I just want to see them bring the mantle to Okoye and have her go, oh, hell no.
Do you want to be Black Panther? No.
Sounds like work.
No, good.
Thanks,
Hard
though.
pass.
I'm busy. So no. And then they finished things off. John Watts will direct the new feature film from Marvel's first family, Fantastic Four.
12th time's the charm, right?
No, nothing but a logo, but still, there's a chance we're going to get a proper good Fantastic Four movie.
The word stick
So you're
is
saying
nowhere.
there's a chance.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that.
We're good.
Oh, God.
I mean, look, this is MCU. They have not done anything bad. For me, I have not seen anything MCU that I would consider bad. There have been different levels of great. So I am excited to see a fresh take on Fantastic Four that's not trying to be ridiculously edgy for some goddamn reason, or that is
it's for adults,
overly goofy
Chris.
in the other direction. Yes, it's adult.
This is not your grandfather's Fantastic Four.
So bringing the Fantastic Four into the MCU, which is great, because like we had this whole first run, and now like they killed Cap, they killed Iron Man, like the original event, they killed Black Widow, the original Avengers. Those big characters are all kind of moved on for the most part. So now we're bringing in this other group, and it doesn't feel like a B team. None of this feels like, all right, now we're gonna try to pump up these like lesser characters. Like Iron Man was a lesser character before that movie came out.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He was not a big freaking star. Now he's a household name. And I want to see him do it again. I want to see him do it again and again. And the fact that they aren't even sniffing mutants yet makes me kind of upset, but also very happy. Because, like, there's a lot going on right now in the MCU. Adding mutants to the mix would be a whole lot more. So, in a bunch of years when things have settled down with a Fantastic Four and whatnot, then you can start introducing mutants and stuff. I like this long-term plan that they have for all of this.
Yeah.
I love the approach that they've been doing with this. And
Yeah, I
holy
have to
crap,
say,
guys.
Seems like the proper play.
yeah, real quick, I just have to say, Chris, I really like your thoughts on that because I used to get real upset about the mutants not being around, and I've actually come to the same place that you are, so it's cool to hear someone else agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's I run into this a lot in the video game world where people are always complaining about why isn't everything here already? You know?
Yeah, no.
And we've been playing Animal Crossing for like a year now, since March. We've been playing Animal Crossing since March. Why? Because they keep adding new things to it. Because they didn't drop it all at once. Because the idea is to have something that plays for a long time.
Yep.
It wasn't like this game released unfinished or half-baked. The plan from the get-go is, we're going to make this a slow burn. Or like any of those platforms with downloadable content. Like why aren't all the Nintendo games on there? Well, because you'd never play all of them. You just want to say you have all of them. You just want everything here now. But you don't actually want everything here now.
Yeah.
It's better if there's a long-term thing.
Yeah, mutants need their own time. Like, that's going to be, you know what I mean?
That is huge. If you're
Yeah.
going to introduce mutants, that is world-changing right
Yeah.
there. Like, there's Marvel and there's X-Men. And, of course, the X-Men exist in the Marvel Universe, like in comic books. But, like, mutants are their own thing. So much so that there was a whole Avengers versus X-Men thing, you know? The fact that mutants are effectively a different species than everybody else is a thing. So if they're going to do mutants, that's got to be a thing.
Yep.
And reestablishing this whole world, the way that they're doing this now is a really good follow-up to everything we just had. So, I don't know, I trust them. I trust them completely because the whole chunk of MCU we've had so far has been phenomenal. I'm curious to see where things stack up as far as what's canon and what's not, now that we're hearing rumors about, like, some of the Netflix stuff being tied back into the world somehow.
Right, yeah.
Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was kind of a thing, you know? It was kind of in there, but then it kind of slipped out to its own reality or whatever. It's weird to see how that fits and yet doesn't fit. And Agent Carter fits. There's a lot of plates spinning right now, and this is not something that I think is ever going to fit 100% perfectly like a glove, much like Star Wars. But it's fun, and as long as you're not taking it too seriously and appreciate the stuff that they do get right, I think this is all just going great.
See,
this was such an astonishing set of news stories, guys.
This is a ridiculous amount of information.
It's like a year's worth of news.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is insane. This all happened like in a night while I'm still like fuming off the Cobra Kai trailer, and then like they announced the new Smash Brothers character at the Game Awards and a new goddamn Ghosts and Goblins game. I'm like, video games, Marvel and Star Wars. It was just out of this world.
I mean, you really
Nerd
should have been here that
explosion.
night. It was quite something.
Utter chaos.
Just a side thought with the whole introduction to mutants and all of the other properties that have not been brought into the MCU proper yet, you have to realize that right now they're opening that door with the Doctor Strange movie for the multiverse, where that is literally opening a gate that they can take that gate to wherever they want. They can bring in anything and just, blame the multiverse. So,
as we're seeing in the next Spider-Man movie.
right, with introduction for like the mutants, what they need to do is something like a soft introduction, like incorporate Deadpool, because that is a super hot property, but he is ingrained in the mutant universe. Not toning him down, but keeping him that character, maybe like bleeping him every time he curses and him knowing that he's being bleeped and making reference to the fact that he's like, that sort of thing can slowly integrate the rest of that humongous universe that is already out there. Like we're looking at all of this information and there's twice as much still out there. It's just blank checks being written. It's great.
I am going to be so entertained this year. And like,
Which
I've
is
been
thankful,
pretty well
'cause this
entertained
last
this
year
year,
sucked.
but as what is it? As COVID is, I mean, it's not actually wrapping up, but we seem to be heading in a direction where
There's light at the end.
there's
of the
light
tunnel.
at the end of the tunnel. That life might return to some degree of normalcy, and I am so ready for. I'm so ready for this new entertainment stuff. I really
I'm so
am.
ready to go to the movies and see all these movies.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, guys, that's it.
Oh my God,
I'm
that's
tired,
the end.
you're
We did
tired.
it.
It's late. That's it. We did it.
That of myself.
Holy crap!
That was a
Wow.
lot. That was exhausting.
I know. So many feelings.
I
What
did
an
a lot of
emotional
scrolling.
roller coaster.
Right? And like this is half of it because the other half is me freaking about all the video game stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
But
How have you made it through all of this? My God. Well,
so yeah.
It's almost as if all these creative people had like a year at home to themselves to just
year
come
off,
up with
just
whatever
doing nothing.
fucking shit
Yeah,
they wanted to,
yeah.
and then they
Putting
did.
pen to paper.
And this is the result. Maybe something good has come out of this. Apparently it has. What am I saying? Did you hear what we just talked about? My God.
That was a lot of stuff.
I
All
think
right,
it's just
guys.
one company.
Yeah.
It's time to wrap it up. That is our show. You can get in touch with us at mail@geekade.com, as well as all flavors of social media that we inhabit. You can like us on Facebook at Geekade, find us on Instagram at Geekade, subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels for all our latest video content, and follow us on Twitter at @the_Geekade, or follow this show specifically at Twepcast. You can also find us individually on Twitter. I'm at Geekade Chris, that's Geekade KRIS. Karen, where can people find you?
Shoot_the_moon.
Evan, where can people find you?
Geekade_Evan.
And Angie, where can people find you?
A for not.
If you're interested in more information about anything we discussed tonight, be sure to check out the show notes, and while you're at it, you can also subscribe to this and any of our other wonderful podcasts on iTunes, Spotify, or Stitcher, where if you're super nice, you can leave us a review, because any and all feedback is welcome and appreciated. Again, always remember to keep your eyes on geekade.com for more fresh, original content. That's it. A reminder to everybody what our homework is. What is our homework again?
Gravity Falls episode 1.
Gravity Falls Episode 1. So, yeah, that's going to wrap it up. I am Chris.
I'm Karen, and happy holidays to everybody. Happy
right.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Joyous Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, and Solstice, and whatever else you celebrate this time of year.
Yeah, what Karen said.
Because I think this is our last episode for the year, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Probably.
Yeah.
Next week is Christmas, and the week after, we're not recording because New Year's.
Listen, this is a hell of a way to end the year. I'm just going to say,
Damn.
you're welcome.
That's the year-end special. Ha
Thanks, Disney.
Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Anyway, I'm Karen.
I'm Angie.
Good night.
And this concludes our broadcast day.